Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition. My name is Chester C. Busby III, and I welcome you wholeheartedly to the show. We have a lot of fun over here on this show, getting to see some really cool art take place. And then, of course, YouTube is doing their crazy things again and causing my stuff to pop on and off as they always do. I do apologize for that. But nevertheless, we're going to have ourselves some fun today. So let me come over and say hello to the artist that we're going to be having going at it. And, of course, as you see from the listing of the show, we are going to be doing Lone Wolf and Cub. Now, some of you might be familiar with that character, but in general, this is a manga. Started out, it became a very popular TV show here in Japan, and is one of those few things that spread over to the West and become popular as well. And the reason we're doing it, of course, is Kazuo Koike had passed away here recently. And this is just a little bit of a tribute to him. Picture Trader wanted to do it, and I think it's a good idea too. But nevertheless, hello, Booster.
Hello, it's me, Booster.
It is Booster, and George is in the chat, Booster, and he's saying, "Link." Well, dude,
Oh,
don't you know where the link is? You've been on the show how many times? You know it's in the green room, George.
I think you need to beat him.
I do. So let me come over, find George. Let's see if he's been. Oh, I see. That's the problem. Okay, I got your link now because that's Pixel's fault. So everyone blame Pixel because Pixel decided not to make him a participant. And I just did, George. You're all good to go. Just go ahead and get the link from the green room. So yay, Pixel made a mistake finally. It's usually me. Anyway, Comic Book Bob says, good choice of subject. I think so, dude. But I think the problem is a lot of our artists are not really familiar with the character, although it is a really cool character. But Booster, do you know Lone Wolf and Cub? Or at
I'm,
least
af-
Koike-san?
I'm afraid I don't know anything about this, so I'm very ill-suited for this.
That's okay. That's all right. You just do your normal comedy bit, although you sound
I
very,
will.
very, very lethargic.
Yeah, that's because I just woke up.
Yeah, I
I'm not
wake
good at
up
waking
and,
up.
and do a show right away. So, I mean, I guess
Oh
I'm just
well,
better than you are.
laddie. Oh well, how about you shut your whole mouth, Chester? Buddy,
Oh,
come at me with this nonsense. Like, oh, I could do this easily. I just wake up. I have a big motor, then I go and do a stream. Screw you.
see, there you go. See, that's what you need to do to get Booster going. Insult him a little bit, and he wakes up immediately.
Ah.
Yeah. I do get a few comments here in the chat. The chat seems to be very aware of what we're doing today, and that's cool. Adrian says Pixel Trader wanted to do it, but he still isn't competing. True. Joe says hello. Well, hello to you too, sir. Crying Free Man. Yeah, well, actually, one of our artists is going to be doing Crying Free Man. We'll get to that in a moment. That's cool. He says cool choice, but why the diversion from the Pro Edition? Well, normally what we do, what I was going to do today was Silver Sable. Actually, is what I wanted to do because they did Black Widow, and Silver Sable would be a good choice. But because we like to, mirror in a way what they're doing. But nope, Pixel wants to do a tribute today. We're doing a tribute today. This is his show, so he is the boss, and I think it's cool anyway. Why not? And next week we can come by to mimicking and trying to hold up to the holy Pro Edition. But today we're not. The hell with them. Combo Bog says, "All right, I'm off to Endgame. Have fun, guys. See, that's why we don't have a ton of artists in here
Ah,
today, man, because
dagnabbit.
everyone's off
Come
doing
back.
Endgame. Oh, goodness gracious.
Endgame.
All right. Joshua says, "Wake up, Booster." Brian Hawkins is here. Hey, your brother's in here again. Wake. He says, "Hello, everybody." Turtle Rabbit, another cool name, says the manga volumes are only $3 on Comixology right now. That is cool, dude. All right.
Only
But
$2.
Booster, we're going to go down here and have a chat with our artist here. And of course, you guys know we start 10 minutes after the hour. So we want to give her a chance to warm up. But hi, Dina.
Oh, hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
You sound as energetic as the Booster.
I don't know why.
I don't either. Happy to have you here, though. Do you know this character?
Yeah, I read the manga a little bit because I heard about it when I was younger. So it's quite brutal, but in the same time, really cool.
It is both of those things, and I didn't want to assume you read it just because you're Asian. So I see, I was showing proper diversity respect there. See,
Oh,
yeah.
you wouldn't wonder that I'm just gonna draw a real wolf and a real wolf cover.
You could do that.
That'd be
You go
cool.
right ahead, do what you want. Anything's fine.
Do that.
Okay.
Yeah, do that. But that would be more of a Mononoke Hime, I think.
Oh, come on, I already do it.
Yeah, I know you did. Anyway, moving down the aisle here, as we see two wolves are about to be drawn, we come over here to Eric Hawkins. How you doing, dude?
Good. Excited to be here.
Yeah, working digitally today. I see. Have you actually done traditional art on the show yet?
On the show, no, but I did a sketch at lunch today. It's probably going to look better than what I'm going to do tonight.
How do you feel the difference between the two, though? In traditional, with a pencil or some kind of stylus, and the digital thing. How do they feel comparative to each other?
It takes a little getting used to digital. I can work quicker digital, but I do feel that sometimes my art's a little better traditional.
Now, I'm a really, really horrible artist, but I bought myself one of these really cool iPad 12.9 inch ones, these brand new ones. They're really cool. And I'm seeing as I'm a horrible artist. Do you think that if I bought that pencil, that eye pencil, whatever they call it, if I got that, would that make me a better artist, do you think?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Now wait. Yeah, now, if you practice every day, yes, you'll become a better artist.
But so I can go.
But just having the iPad and Procreate's not going to make you a better artist.
It could, though. I was hoping it would, But I'm trying to figure of a way to convince my wife to let me spend that $150,
Yeah.
But you got to convince the woman sometime.
Well, that's how Apple sells it.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. But actually, I use my I did buy that type cover for it, and I use that thing all the time, man. That is really handy. Actually, I always keep a tablet because I use it in my classrooms. It's just a better tool for me, so I don't get a phone. But that thing, I can sit in any kind of angle I want. Put that little tablet on my knee, and it just sits there and floats, no problem. I could just type away. I love it, man.
Cool.
It's a really, really nice. I think it's my favorite peripheral I think I've ever bought, actually, for one of these smartphone type things. But
wow.
Anyway, congratulations, and you're doing Lone Wolf and Cub straight ahead, right?
Yes, I am. Not really I know of the characters, but I've never read the books. I think everybody our age kind of knows of them.
That is true. And of course, you're at least going to get 2 votes because you're here and your brother's here, so you're good.
I didn't vote for myself last time.
Why?
My brother was the only one that voted for me.
Oh no! Well, at least he's loyal.
Well, you gotta vote for yourself at least 12 times.
At least 12 times. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, but good luck to you. Let me move down here, and of course we have George. Hey, George. George is working traditionally for the first time today.
Traditional.
Yeah, and you are practicing on my show, and he's got Papermate pens. My goodness, dude.
Yes. My choice of pens will be a black Papermate, and a Japanese brush pen.
Yeah, I know those things. The kids get them when my kids were little. I had to buy them these little square boxes, and they have that thing in there with some ink because they practice shoto or calligraphy in the classrooms during elementary school. So yeah, I've seen these things a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, you show off. It cost me like $30 to get this.
$30? I bought an entire kit for $5. Jeez, you're getting hammered on that. But yeah, because these things are everywhere. I'm sure I got I do. There's one right next to me. They're sitting in my pencil holder. Yeah, those are a super standard here thing, and unfortunately, you guys get hammered on the back end for them. But a lot of artists like them, though. I've seen many artists using them, and so it's and it makes sense too. It is designed for calligraphy, so it's would make sense that it has a lot of control to it.
Yep, absolutely. I'm looking forward to this. Ooh, look at that.
That should be fun. Yeah.
Feel the Corinthian texture.
Oh, is it Corinthian? Okay, we're drawing on leather today, guys. Brian Hawkins says, "Tell him, gotta vote for yourself, dummy." That's for you, Eric.
I did tell him that.
Yeah. All right, let's move down the line now. We are joined by Jim. Hey, Jim, how's it going, man?
Hey, how are you?
Now, this is your first time with us today, right?
First time.
First time. So we got another new face. We're always happy to have new faces. And now, Jim, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. How did you get into art? What brings you to us?
Fell out of the womb with a pencil in my hand.
Okay.
Been drawing pretty much all my life. Put the pencil down in '95. Picked it back up about 4 years ago. Been doing sketch cards, doing some independent comic stuff, nothing major. Doing shows. Just been having fun with it.
Well, that's
Getting
cool.
back
I've
in.
heard this. I've heard this story many times. A lot of artists that we've had on the show here, and I've talked to on FanSpeak, have said the same thing. Yeah, I did it since I was a kid. Then I stopped. Then I've come back so many years recently.
Mhm.
I wonder what it is. What was it that has caused so many of you artists to drop in the '90s and then come back here in the past, say, 5 years?
I met
What was
Liefeld.
it? Liefeld.
Just kidding.
Rejection letters from Marvel.
Rejection letters from Marvel. No. Standing on long convention lines and not getting anywhere.
Well, there must be something to it, though, because there's many people with the same story as you. So I'm just wondering what happened in the past, say, 5 years that has caused
that
so
brings it
many
back.
artists to start doing it again.
Well, now I have like the time, and it's like
Oh,
the family settled, and
oh, maybe
I'm an
that's
old
it.
man, so I can spend the time doing it.
Well, it's the same for me, dude. I mean, I would have never thought about doing a YouTube channel from before. I mean, this is a hobby thing of mine, right?
Mhm.
But now that kids are out at university, or my daughter's actually beyond that and working, I have time again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Cool. Well, good luck to you, dude. And you're going to do a bit of an homage in general to Koike.
Yeah, I'm gonna just play around and see what comes out. So
Sweet.
hopefully it's good.
Forward to it, dude. All right.
I know nothing about this manga. I have like a little reference here that you guys had on the
I see your reference you got on the page.
Yeah.
Now, do keep in mind, this is fine. This little where he's got this little papoose wrap, this Japanese papoose with him on the back. It's kind of funny. In Japan, actually, women wear them on the front because we Americans, of course, we know the papoose is something that they do like this on the back. But the Japanese women wear on the front, actually. But most of the time, however, the little boy is sitting in a little wheelbarrow cart. And that cart is full of weapons. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, moving over here to Jiminy.
I'd have to reference that.
Yeah, that's all right, dude. You do whatever you think's cool. But moving along here, we have, of course, our last artist for today. We do apologize. We only have 5 artists in here today. But I think the problem is Endgame. Because everyone's off watching it, which I don't blame them. But Jiminy's here, and Jiminy's going to do something very different today, man. What you up to?
I'm gonna be drawing a Crying Freeman, which is another one of the writer's creations from years ago, from back in the 1980s. Did this manga.
Yeah, now this
Japanese assassin.
He's a Yakuza character, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't Yakuza. He worked for the Chinese mafia. He was kidnapped from Japan and then brainwashed.
Is he a triad or a tong?
So I don't. It's a made up gang called the what they call the 99 Dragons or something.
Oh, 99 Dragons. Actually, the big trouble there, Dina, is snakeheads, right?
What?
The snakeheads are the real troublesome tong in China, right?
I don't know. In Hong Kong, we have a few famous ones. But any gang that we just call them all part of the triads.
I see. Well, there you go. But anyway, that is cool. Another character. I don't know this character at all, though. Although I have seen that art before many times, so I know of it. I just don't know it. But that should be cool. Nevertheless, guys, we have everybody sit here. They're doing some kind of Koike-san tribute, and that's really a great thing. This guy produced a lot of stuff with manga, and of course became TV shows, movies, anime, all kind of stuff. He's a big influence. His death over here in Japan was taken very seriously, of course. They've been talking about him still talking about it. I think I saw something in the news this yesterday morning, actually. So he's a beloved individual, and he created a lot of long-lasting IP. So we're happy to show respect and give a tribute to him today. Now, as usual, keep in mind that we're going to go for 2 hours. The only actual rule is you can't use color, no color. But other than that, I think we're pretty much good to go. So, Booster, start him off, dude.
All right. Okay. Oh, jeez. I'm waking up. I'm it. All right, boys and ladies. I hope you drew a very good was this a lone wolf and a cub? So let's get ready in 5, 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. Go.
All right, what are we doing now?
You are drawing Superman.
You're drawing for my entertainment.
You
Yeah.
are. Yes, this is all for
Okay.
Booster.
Go,
Actually,
slave.
I just watched Iron Giant again the other day with my wife.
I love
Killer,
Iron
just
Giant.
still wonderful.
It's a beautiful movie.
It is, man. Yeah, actually, I think that's might be my daughter's favorite. Although that's it's a close second to The Nightmare Before Christmas. My daughter absolutely loved that one.
Those are two very good movies.
They are. But Iron Giant was just so it was so out of the blue too, because I don't recall ever of seeing any kind of advertisement for it or anything like that. It just was there, and we saw it. And we were like, oh, okay, because my family and I, when I lived in America, we used to go to the matinees every Saturday morning, right? Because it was cheap. It was like $4 or $4.50 each or something like that. So like $20, I could go to take my entire family to movies, right? And so we used to go do that. And I remember seeing it at the matinee, I think. And we were like, wow, what is this? Right? But that was a great movie. Did you New Zealand get to see that? Do you have movie theaters over there?
We have movie theaters in New Zealand, yes. Plenty of movie theaters.
Do you?
Okay, maybe just one a town, but you know, we still. Oh my god. Yes, Hobbiton has theaters.
You do have theaters. You get electricity. Do you
But
have
I was
prostitutes?
We do, and it's legal here, Chester.
Is it? Tell us about that. Let's hear about that.
I can't because I've only seen a few prostitutes in my life, and they were really gross.
Yeah. Well, I used to work as a. I've done many work as a guard or a bouncer and stuff like that. So I've seen quite a few prostitutes in my life.
Ugh. Brutal.
Well, I told my little story about Hong Kong, right? Did you ever hear my story about Hong Kong, Dina?
Yeah, that one you actually ran to a place that actually had prostitution, but you didn't know. You thought it's just seeing pretty girl dancing and eating, drinking and eating.
Yeah, she was so upset. I mean, it was straight out of a movie. A dude came out of the back with a cleaver and was chasing us down the street. I'm not joking.
Yeah, that's how they do it in Hong Kong in the old days.
Yeah. But that was an experience. So don't misunderstand. If you go to Hong Kong and it looks like a strip club, it's probably a brothel, just so you know. Pencil for Life says, sup, guys. I don't know if he's got his camera working or not. He's been working on getting himself moved into his new place. I'm in the middle of moving. Yeah, there you go. And my internet is very poor. Well, it's happy to have you come on and say hi, dude. And good luck with that moving. How many people showed up to help you, by the way? Because I know we had a bunch of friends that were working on coming to help him out, which is cool. But yeah, that was a very interesting experience in Hong Kong, Dina. I was actually really lucky with Hong Kong because I had to go when I live in Taiwan. America doesn't have. You would think America would have a super strong relationship with Taiwan, but actually, every 6 months you have to leave the country to up your visa if you live in Taiwan. I mean, it's a real pain in the butt.
Macau.
Just like Macau, yeah. So I had to do that. So the easiest thing for me to do was just to fly down to Hong Kong. I would stay over at like Mirador Mansions or something like that. It's cheap, and I would just take the ferry over and get it done. It's easy enough. It's just a kind of pain in the butt. Just you have to go do it. But I got real lucky because my first time I did that, one of the friends I had made in Taipei has said, hey, I got a buddy over in Hong Kong. You should hook up with him and he can show you around. So I did. And it turns out that this guy's buddy, his dad is like one of the richest people in Hong Kong. You know that big old tall golden building that is sitting on the island?
I guess.
Big gold building. It's like a gold glass building, right? Big, huge, tall skyscraper. Well, his dad owns that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, super rich. So going around Hong Kong Island with like one of the richest kids on the island was a really cool thing to do, actually. I
never hang out with super rich people, so I don't know. I mean, you've been to the freaking Trump Tower. What the heck?
I have. Yeah, I've been in the penthouse. Yeah, but no, I just got to complete. That was complete luck, though. right? But it also plays into that kind of, like I said before, being an American walking around Asia, you get advantage coming to you like automatically, right? But that was really cool though, because I saw a lot of things about Hong Kong I would have never known, right? Just simply because of lucking into that situation. But actually, that situation happened with the brothel happened after, because he went and crashed. He went to bed, and me and this British guy, this crazy British guy, we still had some spunk left in us, so we were going around just kind of walking. This is when we ran into trouble, right?
Wrong choice of words.
No, it was the exact correct choice of words, actually.
Dun.
Yeah, I can keep up the pace, Jiminy. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Pizza Filet says, I got a bunch of guys helping me out on Saturday to help with the and of course I'm showing you guys are looking at Jimmy Cricket. I'm going to move over to Jim now. I'm just letting the guys see you guys do your layouts. But Pencil says, I got a bunch of guys help me out on Saturday to help with the actual move. I'm just packing right now, boxes everywhere. Yeah, it's never fun, but I don't know. In some ways, it's fun. I guess it's a renewing, fresh start type of thing. Help Gary out and back Packinsland. Pofar says yes. His omnibus is out, and if you guys can back that, please do. And everyone seems to be responding to my spunk. You know, this word does have another meaning, right? Meaning high
what is
energy.
it? What does it mean, Chester? What could spunk mean?
Spunk means full of energy.
No, the other spunk.
Oh, that one I think it's a reference
what?
to semen.
Oh. Oh
Sailors?
no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
Sailor?
semen.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just helping out the underprivileged New Zealander. You know, they hardly even have electricity over there, so you know you got to help them out.
It's true.
It is true.
I have to use this internet with potato batteries.
Goodness gracious. You ever been to Hong Kong, Wister?
No, I haven't been out of New Zealand since I was 4.
Wow.
Oh, I see. That's right. They brought you because you're not even a New Zealander. You're actually much worse than that. You're a Brit.
Oh, don't tell the people. Oh no. Now they all know my secret.
Brad, Jiminy, just so you know, Brad says to tell Jiminy I will come kick his butt next week. All right, well, there you go. Threats have been made.
Okay.
I'm going to move over to George, by the way.
I'll be here.
He will be here. So bring it. You got to be more strong about it, Jiminy. You can say, bring it, you bastard. You got to do like that.
Bring it, you young whippersnapper.
No.
What was that?
No, that's not it.
No,
Okay, I'll practice. I'll have it down by next week. Don't worry.
All right, you work on that.
Yeah, it's very important.
Well, look at that, Joshua's shoe. Shoes. That's kind of interesting. Little sock puppet you got there. We have Joshua the Pope Crow, and then we have Joshua's shoes. That's an interesting one. He says not only is Booster a hidden weeb, but he's also a fake Kiwi. I know, right?
All right. It seems I've been exposed then as what I truly am. This is my real accent then. Oh, I actually really love the anime, don't I?
Go back to the other one.
I bloody love Naruto.
Uncanny Kodiak says, Booster, you Brit, you're not my friend no more. Demoted.
How dare you?
How's your father?
How dare you unfriend me like that, you bastard?
You keep referring to Booster as a kiwi. Is this because he's a fruit?
He's a wee oiled bird, George.
No, but I'll make you a vegetable.
And besides, George, you need to understand that the Booster is the ultra hetero.
I am. Yes.
Yes.
There's no fruitiness here.
The oiled muscles and liking of bare-chested men has nothing to do with his ultra hetero-ness.
My gosh, all that testosterone.
I know. Yeah. The Ghost of Henry says, so Booster is a limey then. Oh.
Dang.
Ouch.
A kiwi and a limey.
I don't even know what a limey is. I have to Google that.
I know the expression, but I don't know where it's coming from. I wonder.
Oh, that's uncalled for. I'll have you know, my
know
teeth are fantastic.
Comes from the sailing.
Sailing. Okay.
I do not have.
Yeah.
I do not have the scurvy, and I have not been sailing recently.
I see. All right. Well, there you go. That explains it. All right. Interesting. But I would suggest to anyone, just to finish the topic I was on, to move on to the next one. If you've never been to Hong Kong, go check it out. Hong Kong, Taiwan, these are really nice places to visit, actually.
That sounds rubbish.
Oh, no. Hong Kong's got awesome food, man. Really good food city.
I got fat last time I go back.
Oh, yeah. Food's killer there.
Got
Another really good
fat.
food city, Shanghai, Singapore, really good food cities.
I see.
Yeah.
I like
Bangkok's
food.
okay, too.
Bangkok.
Bangkok.
It is an unfortunate name. Actually, so one thing I've never liked is the fact that when they changed their name from Siam to Thailand. I mean, Siam is so much cooler, man. Why Thailand? I don't get it.
Siam.
Hey, Siam was they got a cool history too, man.
Your Brenner.
Well, that's not history. That's Hollywood.
No, I saw it in a movie. It's real.
Okay, all right, there you go. One night in Bangkok. Yeah, that's a good song too. Yeah, Adrian. How's your father, Chester? What were you doing in Bangkok? Well, actually, I was in Bangkok for my honeymoon. We went and we stayed in Bangkok for about 5 days, I guess, maybe 4 days. And then we went back down to Pattaya for about I don't know, 7 to 10 days. I don't remember how many. It was more than a week, I think. And we just had our honeymoon over there, and 2 weeks, I think, all together. Dude, it was awesome. I mean, because at that time, I spent a total of 5,000 American dollars, right? 5,000 American dollars for that 2 weeks, which sounds like a lot, but that's including airfare and everything and hotels and everything like that. That sounds like a lot, but actually for 2 weeks, we lived like a king and queen. I mean, we had this absolutely killer suite in this resort. It was just top end. I bought diamonds and jewelry, and I had custom boots made and custom suits. Yes, $5,000, or actually it was probably more like $3,500, $4,000 after tickets. But in Bangkok at that time, in Thailand at that time, is a fortune, an absolute fortune. Yeah,
you probably live like kings.
We did, ridiculous. And it was worth it. It's a honeymoon. You should not be afraid of spending money on a honeymoon. Just have at it, right?
You should be afraid.
Yes, yeah, John. Diamonds and jewelry. I'm not joking. I bought my wife a ruby bracelet. I got actually because I was looking at buying her engagement ring because we just had rings. We just got rings, right, and really nice platinum ones too. Because in Asia, everything's cheaper because she's from Japan, I was from America, and our money is way stronger at that.
And how many little brown boys died for your jewelry, Chester?
Who knows, dude? But
countless.
But you can get gold and stuff real cheap over there. And the quality is good because here we are 23 years later and that jewelry is still beautiful and perfect shape. So it's not like the quality was lower. It's just simply the economies are different, right? Joshua says, stop flexing on us poor folk, Chester. No, see, it's the opposite of that, Josh. What I'm saying is that actually for a relatively small amount of money for a honeymoon, you can do so much more if you go to a place in the world where the economy is lower. It's the opposite of flexing money. It's showing that how much you can make out of your money if you plan your trip properly is what I'm trying to say. Because even today, there's still it's not as strong as it used to be, but it's still. You go to Thailand today, your money is gonna spend really well.
Sounds great.
Yeah, no, I mean, you never took a trip down to Thailand?
No, I never took a trip to really anything except for I'm in America that we can do a lot of car trips. I mean, always my parents are very cheap on us. So I'll be like, nah. The only time they went to Beijing is when I was on my mission, and then they're like, oh yeah, our whole family go to freaking Beijing. I said, yeah, when I'm not there. Good job. I'll be like, and I have to come back home and look at the pictures. I was thinking, yeah, good job, family trip without me. So I'm bitter.
Actually, the only time I've been to Beijing was on a well, no, I had that tour thing too, but I stopped on a layover in Beijing on the way to Mongolia. But I've never really spent much time in Beijing at all. I haven't got to enjoy the city. One of these days I'll go.
Food is good, I heard, but the pollution is bad. That's what I also heard.
It is really, really bad. Unfortunately, during a certain time of the year, which is kind of now, we get the yellow sands come over from China, and it's a real problem for us here because China, northern China particularly, they've just kind of stripped the land so bare that the topsoil is just kind of, when the winds kick up in the spring, the topsoil gets thrown up and it goes easterly prevailing winds, and we get buried in it over here. It's a problem.
Well, what I heard about also see is they say the desert is really moving in, which is a serious problem.
Say that again.
Oh, they say there's their area, the desert in China is moving into the city, like what you said. It is really serious. They're sending in the army and stuff, and people to trying to shuffle the sand every day, but the sand just blow right in.
Yeah, no, it's a problem, and it just comes to do with their excess. I mean, unfortunately, this boom that has come in China is costing the Chinese quite considerably. I'm sure you guys have all seen shows talking about the ghost cities of China, and basically what those things are is they're building these cities and then they're selling them to people as investment. They're not actually living in these apartments. That's why they're empty. It's like an investment strategy. But the problem is these cities and stuff are built so poorly and so cheaply with the materials used that they're falling apart within a year or two of being built. So it's all backfiring horribly on them.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is a lot of Americans will be like, oh no, we cannot develop in America. We need to give money to the Chinese. I say, do you know what they do?
Yeah, do not give
do
money
you know
to
what
Chinese.
they do? You give them the money so they can, because they have no regulation at all, so that they can, so we're not polluting America, of course. And then the Chinese and the Indians in India, they will all get all these problems, or like in Mongolia. It's just funny.
Yeah, no, China has a lot of problems. You know, the funny thing too is occasionally I'll watch a little bit of Chinese news, and often, especially when the smog and the pollution in the cities are really, really, really bad, they'll always bring up and blame Japan. Right? The Japanese pollution is floating onto us again. And it's like all you need to do is walk out with a camera in Japan and see the absolute pristine waters and sky, and no, that's not nonsense. But they do that all the time.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But because I live over here, so occasionally I'll watch some Chinese news, you know. Let's see. Joshua Hughes says, for your information, I'm not a sock of Joshua Hughes. I am Joshua's shoes. All right, fine. Uncanny Cody says, wait, how long? Called Thailand. That was a joke, right? Fisher. There are too many languages in China. How's your father says? Yes, there are. There are literally thousands of languages in China. That's no joke. Model Joshua 316. Goodness gracious, Joshua Shoes lol. He's really so quick with his switching between sock puppets. How does he do that so
impressive.
quickly?
Well, there's a little tab to the right, Chester. You just click your little face and just go boop, and you switch.
Oh, but he does it so rapidly, though. I still think it's impressive.
I just did it now. Ha!
All right, I didn't see any example of it, but all right, fine. I don't have sock puppets. I'm a normal human. All right. Popefire says that back Sporkman here. Definitely go back Sporkman. Sporkman is awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that relaunched.
Oh darn!
Yeah,
I
they did. We
nearly
had them on
forgot
the
to
show
back it.
talking about it.
Oh man, I am out of the loop, boys.
You are, because we
Yeah.
had them on and talking about it. We had a good show with them actually.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I like those guys. And it was actually really unfortunate about Coker we heard today. The guy who does because we had him on our show talking about
right?
his
Yeah,
the Black Monday murders, right?
it was really
Great
cool that he
interview.
came to talk to us. Yeah, that
It
was
was
great.
cool, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's so sick that he's actually put a halt to Black Sunday Murders
Shit.
production. Yeah, dude.
I hope
And
he
it's
gets
weird.
better. Yeah, really.
Yeah, so do I, dude. Because I mean, we had him on, and he looked. He was on camera too. He looked healthy as all get out, man. It was a great conversation. So, boy, I hope he gets better. That's 'cause
Absolutely.
that is one of the best comic books that's being made right now. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
His art is incredible artist.
Yeah, the artist is killer, dude. But and of course that's why because Todd Mulroney, he's the one that got in contact and brought him on because Todd's a pro and he has contacts with all these guys, and
Those people.
He has contacts. This really helps us out quite a bit, and so that was really cool that he was able to do that, and I hope he's feeling better. But Ghost of Henry says just like the American Dust Bowl, yeah, exactly, dude. We did the same thing in America and we caused ourselves a lot of trouble. Obi-Wan Reviews says, does anyone watch China Uncensored? Really good channel. Yeah, I do watch that from time to time. It's a couple other.
I got some problem with them.
Well,
Seems like those guys
tell us about it.
I mean, I watch some of it. It's not like they're lying, but at the same time, they don't really. I think sometimes they don't really understand why, or it seems like those guys have their own bias. It's like kind of nearly like grudge. So I think, I mean, if you're really trying to do uncensorship, that I think you should just, you should show all sides of the story, wasn't it? Instead of just, I really feel like I know there's a lot of problem in China, but at the same time, don't just make it shows like, oh, you have grudge towards it. So I'll be like, I can't really believe everything they said or anything they said because it just seems too biased. You know what I'm saying?
It is very biased, and it's coming. And there's a little bit more politics involved with the China Uncensored because you got to understand that's coming from Hong Kong, right? And it's not just some white dude up there complaining about China. It's actually a Hong Kong point of view complaining about China. So there's politics involved because we all know of the political stresses between Hong Kong and mainland China. So there is some of that politic involved, but it's not coming from a anti-Western and a Western to anti-China. It's more Hong Kong to anti-China. It's the politics that's going on there. You are right. There is certainly some things that are politically motivated on that show, but the problem is the Chinese government is constantly doing stupid and incredibly horrible things that it makes it really easy to pick on China, right? Well, that's the problem, right? Let's see here. Dazzler here. Hello, Dazzler. Nice to have you in here again. And today we got a nice, simple show. We're doing Lone Wolf and Cub. You should ask your father about that and let him tell us what he thinks about it. Hey, isn't that Joshua Hughes? God, another sock puppet. Joshua Hughes even sounds like Joshua Hughes. It works on multiple levels. Genius. Yeah, it's a chuckle. That's about it, dude. Yes, I am, in fact, a genius. Oh, goodness gracious. Pope Fire says, back Peckinsland today. Message me on Twitter, and I'll give you a digital Titan comic of your choice. Wow, that's very nice of you, Pope. And, of course, Peckinsland, the omnibus is going on right now on Indiegogo, of course, is from our very own Gary Shipman, who we love very much. So if you guys have the inclination,
I like Gary as a friend.
Well, so do I. Gary's a great guy. I love Gary.
Yeah, I love Gary. That's man, they're taking our relationship a little quickly, Chester. Jeez.
He's American. Americans say love you really easily.
We do because love has multiple layers of meaning. We're dynamic like that.
That's gay.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep talking, Kiwi.
I will.
Goodness gracious. Fofar says they are both non-Starfire comics. Well, thank you very much. I guess keeping the Starfire ones to herself. You can't have none of that. Okay.
Why is Trusty Sidekick in there and not in here? Oh, that's right, because he is Jiminy and Whiteface. That's right. I keep forgetting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. I am onto you two. I never see you in the stream at the same time.
Okay. But the thing is, I have not seen Jiminy's hands move. Oh, they're gone now. He's typing now. There it is. You proved it. No hands on screen. All right.
Yep.
Trusty Sidekick says, "Hey Pope, I was on Lorenzo's first stream until I lost internet." Okay. Actually, that's cool. Lorenzo should hit me up, see if I can't check him out. But the problem is with my new schedule, I don't get to do a lot of after streams after I do my stuff. Of course, here on Monday, Tuesdays, and today, I've been able to extend my schedule a little bit, but I don't get to jump around on channels anymore. Man, I miss going on Manny's show. I used to be on Manny's show every day, but I can't do it anymore.
He's busy doing hits for the Japanese government and the Yakuza.
I told you that was private. You should not talk about those things. Now I have to kill you.
Oh, don't do me any favors, jeez.
Oh no. Obi-Wan Review says, also shout out to Lone Wolf Cub channel. He does some great movie reviews. Oh, cool. Thank you very much. If you want to put a link up, you can, Obi-Wan, and I'll let it through, dude. Uncanny Kodiak says, take me back, Booster. I'll be better. I love you.
It's too late, Alpha Brown. You broke my heart. You little shit.
Oh, goodness gracious. Dazzler says, Dina, did you just insult Americans? That's an 11-year-old, by the way. She's 11.37 years old, just so you know.
And she's got a knife.
Don't worry. I love America.
Yeah, and she does.
And Americans, I really have to see where they come from. If you're from California, I'm totally going to be racist towards Californians.
Oh, you should be. Every day. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, every day.
Like, sorry, if you're Californians, no, not welcome. Ew.
Well, there you go.
Man.
I'm sorry. I'm just blunt that way.
You don't have to apologize whatsoever. California is an embarrassment to everybody. Polfire says, Trusty was on my show with Jiminy. That's cool. Trusty Sidekick says, don't talk about Yakuza Fight Club. That's right. It is the first rule. I do apologize. But as you guys see here, I'm just kind of strolling down, letting you look at the artists do their thing, and some really cool things already coming together. But I think, Booster, we need to talk a little bit about the creator himself and some of the things he's done here. Of course, we are doing a tribute to a man. His name is Kazuo Koike. And Koike-san, of course, is a legend here in Japan, and he's also become internationally known as well, which is pretty interesting because there's not a lot of Japanese creators that become known internationally. Not really. We have Kurosawa, of course. We have what's the happy little Nintendo guy? What's his name? Anybody?
I don't remember.
Mario.
Miyazaki.
Mario.
Well, of course, we have Miyazaki and people like Hideo Kojima.
Kojima, of course, and Miyazaki. But I was talking about the little Nintendo boss guy.
Why are they old men, Chester?
Because they're the ones that are creating, I guess.
Why does Japan hate women?
Why? Yeah, good. Why do they indeed? But
I mean, women are very easy to hate, but No,
they're not. We love women. This is the problem, actually. We love women too much, and we let them get away with everything. And then they take advantage.
Why they bully?
It's also not just normal women. You guys let pretty women get away with things too easily.
And you're complaining about that somehow. Why?
I don't know. We let ugly slags get away with plenty. How do you think feminism came about?
Yeah. I'm sorry, because I'm not considered. I'm not considered as the pretty one, so I'll be like, yeah, you always let the blonde chicks get away with everything, and then we're just like, there. Okay. Just like, yeah.
All right, I'm going to skip over and I'm going to go over to Dina. Dina, show us your face. We'll make a judgment on that. You don't get to choose whether you're pretty or not. We do. Okay, let's see it.
So that means don't vote for Dina. She's too pretty.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
No,
see,
I'm
that
not
was
going to
reverse
show
psychology.
face so that you can all stand neutral.
Don't vote for Dina. She said so. The pretty girl should not be voted for. They shouldn't be favored. Give all Dina's votes to
That's
me.
why she has to have the mask.
Hey, you got the
Exactly, she's too
advantage. I
pretty.
haven't drawn for 2 weeks, so you got the advantage.
Oh, there you go. Seeing as we are trying to talk about Koike-san, let's get back to that. Early in his career, actually, an interesting little point was he actually worked with Takao Saito. Of course, Takao Saito, I don't know if Western people know him very much, but in Japan, he's like the legend, right? He's the guy who created Gogol 13. And Gogol 13 is one of the longest running manga of all time, actually. Extremely popular.
How long?
Yep. Keep talking.
How long? I don't know. Let me come over and check it out. I don't know, but I know it's excessively long. Let's see, 1968, and it's still going.
Wow.
Bloody hell. And it's the same guy?
Oh no, I don't think so. Yeah, but the story has been continuing. Yeah.
All right. Because I know that the Japanese tend to find it odd to have someone else create write for their characters, don't they?
Yeah, well, it says here that the Gogol 13 series started in Big Comic in 1936, and then Saito-san had his own production company in 1973. So basically, that's a 4-year period where it was like in a kind of a Shonen Jump type of thing. A Big Comic was, and then it's been running ever since. In 89, 90. There was another guy, Tokai-san. Took over Gogol 13 and continuing it. Let's see, The Professional came out in 1991. So there's been a lot of people that have been tied into the Gogol 13, but it's an extremely long running thing, dude. But it's also very, very popular over here. Gogol 13 is kind of Bond-like, but he's more of an assassin than a spy. He's a sniper, really, but it's a very popular series here. Any guy that's my age that lives in Japan, they're all about Gogol 13. It's their favorite thing, right? It's kind of like with me, my age, X-Men, right? But anyway, Koike-san, he worked under this guy, and that's where he earned his chops, working on Gogol 13, and then he came out with his Lone Wolf and Cub in the 70s, and then in 92. The actual film that came out, which he produced that himself. Interestingly, and of course, that's a very famous movie. We had his Cry Freeman came out, and that was illustrated by Ryoichi Ikigami. Sorry, and there was a live action French directed movie as well. That's kind of cool. I think Jiminy was telling us about that, Yep. He also wrote a Wolverine story for Marvel in the early 2000s. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that?
Cool. No, I
I
had no
only
idea.
know he draw it.
Yeah, I knew that.
Wow. I had no idea that he'd done that. That's cool, though.
Yeah. Very cool.
He died, of course, here just on April 17th, at the age of 82 years old. Awesome. Which is a little bit young in Japan, actually.
Because they can live to 100 something.
Well, we have quite a few people over 100 years old here, but I would say the average age in Japan is 85. So he's actually 3 years under that. But then again, in this village that I live in, the average age is more like 90, 96, actually.
Wow.
It depends on where you're living, but there's the Japanese population lives long. They're
Why would you want to be alive for that long?
Why not?
I don't want to be old and wrinkled.
Yeah, if I'm in my 80s and I'm just sitting there and I can't play video games and I can't do nothing with myself,
I mean,
just put me out of my misery. Just get a pillow or something. Jesus.
Well,
I mean, you know about that meme about Asian women, how we age. I want to die before from that beauty age from probably 20 to 60, and before I turn into that old hag. I die before I turn into an old hag.
Okay, that's your plan, huh? I think your husband might have some opinions on that. Just maybe. But the thing is Asian women, of course, do age very slowly. But then when they hit that wall, boy, they hit it at light speed.
Man, that's harsh.
No, it is true.
It is true.
I see there's a lady, I didn't know that she used to be beautiful like her like a Miss Universe. And then I look at a picture, it's like, this is you, but now you are. I don't know.
But now you're so ugly. What happened?
Oh my gosh!
Now
Yeah,
I do have my fingers crossed, however, because Junko's mother, who is a lady in her 80s, but when I first saw her 20 years ago, which was she was in her 60s, of course, at that time, very attractive lady. And she has kept her attractiveness even up to now, even though she's 80. She's still a very attractive lady. So I got my fingers crossed, hoping that my wife will stay to that track.
And what happens if that doesn't, Chester? You going for the mother? What's going on here?
Stop
No,
eyeballing your mother-in-law.
That's the gameplay.
Stop eyeballing your mother-in-law.
won't
It's not
matter
good
either
point.
way.
Are you going for Borat?
A little
No.
creepy.
No. Well, of course, it won't matter either way, but I'm just saying it would be nice if she followed that path, right? Because most Japanese ladies, when they hit that age, they really, their looks go away.
Honey, can you do me a favor and just stay hot forever? Come on, babe.
No pressure there, honey.
No pressure.
Like, why can't you be hot like your mom?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
That's so wrong in so many levels.
So, can't believe that, Chester.
Well, no, come
Shameful.
on. Yeah, now, come on. Several of you guys have seen my wife. You know that she is a hottie, dude. I mean,
she is, but what you're talking about? You're talking about your mother-in-law.
She is actually more of a hottie.
He's turning into Borat.
Her mom is stunning, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is what it is. But no, my wife is a very attractive lady, so I'm all good. But you know, Dillard says I'm super gay for ultra hetero bro booster. We know you are, dude.
Oh man,
goodness.
I'm sorry, Dillard. I'm only super straight for you.
Oh yeah. What I wanted to say about the old age thing, though, for instance, last year, I think it was last year, maybe a year and a half ago, my wife's grandmother passed away. Now, and she was 90. What did you say? No, I wasn't.
At her too?
No, she was not. No,
was she a looker?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. No, but she was 96 when she died, and actually for about a year before that, a little bit less than a year, I'd say about 8 to 10 months before that, dementia set in pretty hard. Right. And it was really weird because in the end, the only person she remembered was me, which is odd, right? Because she called me darling, actually, in a very broken English. But she always said that to me. But my point being,
scandalous little man.
I'm not scandalous at all. I can't help it that middle-aged ladies are absolutely in love with me. It's not my fault.
Oh man.
Anyway, the point being is she lived 95 years of her life sharp as a whip, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And there's a lot of them like that. Her auntie passed, because we're at that age where a lot of her older family are starting to pass away, right? It's at that time.
Right.
Her auntie passed away, and up until she didn't have any dementia at all. She was sharp up until the end, right? One of her uncles, a very sharp, nice fellow, he was an elementary school principal for most of his life, actually. Very sharp, but he's just started to go. Right, just recently. So, the point I'm making is, they live a long time, but they also live a long time with their mind intact. So that's a good point to make, right?
Yeah, that's how I want to go. Mind intact. Yeah, surrounded by 5 beautiful women at the age of 120. Bam.
There you go.
Down my sleep.
Sweet.
With a smile on my face.
That's a nice plan. I like that plan. But do keep in mind, Scott, of course, is drawing up. We keep forgetting this booster, and I blame you. It's your fault.
Right.
We are doing a drawing along like we do every week, guys. Hashtag DNQFE, right? DNQFE. And if you guys want to throw your art in so we can take a look at it, please do that. Scott is doing that. If anybody else wants to draw along, you can.
Is having a little whinge in the chat here. He's having a cry. He's going, no, you had your chance. Never mind. No one wants to see my stuff. Come on, Scott. We want to see your stuff. It's okay, honey.
please. Hashtag DNQFE. We want to see you guys draw along stuff. You still got an hour left, so plenty of time. Definitely go check that out and just drop it in the Twitter so we can look at your art. So it's a lot of fun. I love that, actually. Liam says, that is an adorable baby. Well, it should be. It is the cub.
I like babies. Babies adorable.
Yes,
Babies are okay.
as well. Always happy to see the babies. You don't like babies, Booster? Really? That's very un-American of you. You know.
The little bloody white babies. They come out pink and all shriveled and wrinkly. It's, oh, they're disgusting.
You come out like that too.
Yeah, I know, and I grew out of it.
Did you thank your mom that she still kept you when you were so ugly when you were born?
They all grew out of it. What are you talking about?
Oh, no. My mother told me that I was freaking ugly when I came. Yeah. What is this?
Here's the thing. People often say that, all babies are cute. No, they're not. I have seen many ugly baby in my life. I mean, just like horrifically ugly babies.
My sister hate my grandma's guts because my grandma says she's ugly when she was baby.
Well, hey, because some babies are not pretty, right? But we do have someone on here who's got a really young little one. I'd say around a year. And John Dillard's little baby, very cute little kid. Which I don't know why, because he's such an ugly bastard. But I'll blame it on his wife, I guess.
Yeah, got his wife's face. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen John Dillard, right?
I've seen him.
That's
pretty ugly.
That's an ugly guy, yeah. Where, John, on this side, actually, I'm a beautiful man. I'm a beautiful bearded man. Unlike your ugliness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, you guys haven't seen Jiminy's face, but he looks like he's 12, just so you know. He's not. He's like 50, but he looks like he's 12.
I want to see, Jiminy, I want to see your face.
I look like an extremely handsome 23-year-old model.
No, you don't, dude.
I want to see this man.
I'm gorgeous. Come on.
Like a young
he showed his face before.
No, I would say the best way to envision Jiminy is think of a 12-year-old Urkel.
Hey, what the heck? What the heck? Okay, Grandpa. Okay.
Did I do that?
Yeah. No, actually, Jiminy is very youthful looking, though.
A little too late now.
Too late. I can't back up. Can't back up from the Urkel comment, huh? That ship sailed, huh? Oh well.
Yeah.
They all look.
Think Denzel Washington with glasses. That's more like it.
Oh, there you go. There you
go, man.
Well, unfortunately, I have been gray for quite a long time, so it is what it is. I actually had some of my students say, "Why don't you just dye it?" But I don't know. That just seems something abnormal.
You just want to turn into a silver wolf.
Yeah, I am a silver wolf.
Don't dye it. It's like it's not as bad as getting a toupee, but it's like kind of cheating. At least for guys. I don't know. It's weird. It's like something that woman would do that I wouldn't think twice about. If a guy does it, I'm just like, just go natural.
Right?
Just go natural.
I agree. Yeah. The funny thing you mentioned.
Cannot.
No, go ahead, Dina.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying people who cannot accept themselves aging gracefully, and just sometimes you just need to learn to enjoy life and enjoy getting old. But I can't really do that because I never really see a good example from my family. Either really beautiful and all of a sudden, boom, and then look like a hag. But when people can actually age, you can see them age gracefully from a time you're like, that's beautiful. No. I envy people who can age like that.
Yeah.
So you should be the new example for your family, Dina. You should set the new example.
Yes, age gracefully. There you go. You're still pretty young though. What are you under 30 or over 30?
I'm a little bit over 30.
A little bit, yeah. You're not that old though.
Yeah, I'm just still hoping that I get the opposite effect of the Asian people aging.
Well, yeah, but your hair is kind of moving in other directions on your body, so
Yeah, that's true.
it's true. But the funny thing about my wife, right? She's like 50 now, right? And she's got a couple of gray hairs, right? And she's all traumatized, and I'm like, God, I've been gray for like nearly 20 years. Right? And
Right,
but she's got a couple of gray hairs, like, oh my God, and she plucks them,
It's fine. She only
50.
get gray hair when she's in her 50s.
Oh, poor woman.
Yeah.
I start getting gray hair after I have my baby. I was like, oh no.
Are you gonna have more babies, Dina?
Hopefully, these babies are cute.
Okay.
You're
Babies
gonna
are.
have
Cool.
many
And
babies.
I want to have sons, at least once or two sons. That would be good for the family.
Well, how
to
old is
continue the
how old is your
family.
baby now?
Baby's 2.
Oh, perfect.
Not
Make
really
it
a baby.
perfect time. Make another one.
Make more babies.
Yeah, they're expensive though.
Not really. Babies don't actually start costing you real money until they get up around junior high.
You don't have
Before
to
that,
feed
Just
them.
put them to work. Put the kids to work. They'll pay for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Put them
Chinese.
into
Wait,
baby modeling.
Yeah. Start like a chimney
that's
sweep business. And
There
just
you go.
stuff them down chimneys.
Yeah.
There you go.
I do enjoy how everyone just ignored my racism. Awesome. Uncanny Koike says, "What you
What do you-
talking about,
what do
Buffy?
you
John
feel by
Diller is
now?
a beautiful bastard. I'm leaving Booster for Diller. No.
Oh, hey, you get out of here, you. You can't. Oh, you can't just want me back then leave me, you whore.
Oh my goodness." Hughes Draws says that Chester is roasting all of y'all. Am I? Maybe I am. Scott said, "Did that tweet I just made go? I don't know. Is someone paying attention to Scott's Twitter feeds? Please,
Yes,
someone go do that."
Scott, I saw your tweet. It's very nice.
Okay, there you go. He saw it. Keep in mind hashtag DNQFE, DNQFE for all those you guys are drawing along, and throw something out for us. It'd be cool. And Ghost of Henry says, "Don't die." I'm not going to, dude. Black Wolf Senpai says, "You need wolf milk." No, I don't. I definitely don't need no wolf milk.
That's gross. I had to draw that once, Chester.
I know you did. You kept trying to lie and tell me there were abs when it was obviously a penis.
Chester, do you want me to bring out the MS Paint right now and I'll draw you a large throbbing cock?
No.
Do you want me to do that? I will. I will show you how a man draws a penis. I had a lot of practice doing it in high school.
Oh my gosh.
On the tables and
Is
walls.
Dazzler still in here?
Yes, she
Poor
is, and she's
Dazzler.
enjoying the conversation, of course.
What the heck?
She actually, her last question was very nice one. She says, "Why is the baby
I'm
called
sorry.
a cub?" And understand, Dazzler, that this New Zealander, like all New Zealanders, are just horrible, dirty mouth bastards. Okay. Oh wow. No,
Poor Dazzler.
I do apologize, Dazzler. It's always
It's always
Booster's fault.
Booster.
Yes.
It's always Booster's fault.
Yes,
Quit
she even
destroying her
telling you,
innocence.
Booster. She says right here, children in chat.
Oh
Booster.
my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
See? Yeah.
Terrible. Shameful.
Shame
Oh,
on you. Shame
my-
on you.
Well, let me see. It's been an hour since we've been going here. George is finished. So, what's the second picture going to be, George?
George is finished.
George is always finished.
He is, yeah. He's like the anti-Jiminy.
Hey!
That's not a good thing, George. If
But
you need a
Jiminy
laugh
is
longer,
getting
you
fast
should
these
pinch your jaw.
days.
Jiminy makes it last.
He does. That's true. And Dazzler says, "Bad Booster, bad." I agree.
Down,
100%.
Booster, down.
I'm a very good boy.
No, you're not. That is absolutely a lie.
I'm a good boy.
No, you're not. Not at all. You're as good a boy. That's like saying John Dillard is nice.
That is true. Yeah.
John Dillard doesn't like egg rolls.
I love egg rolls, although I don't get them
you
anymore.
like it, I know, but John Dillard doesn't like egg rolls. So no egg rolls.
It's too bad. Actually, you know what I haven't had in I think I mentioned this before, but I haven't had an American egg roll in a long time. They're quite different than the spring rolls we have over here, right?
Yeah, I
How
miss
so?
spring rolls.
Oh, they're just they use a very thin wrap over here for the spring
Uh-huh.
roll, and
Yeah.
in the egg rolls are bigger, which much thicker wrap that bubble up and have a nice crispy, excuse me, crispy texture. And I also think that the
Mhm.
filling
I
they
like
put
that.
inside was made for more for the American taste as well.
It's kind of sad because I
Mm.
don't really like egg
Probably.
rolls, spring rolls.
What do you think about the American version?
Too much stuff in there. It tastes more like fried rice without rice.
Interesting,
Oh.
interesting.
Huh.
But then again, I would imagine your opinion on American Chinese food is quite different than where you're used to from home, because the American Chinese restaurants are built designed for the American taste. I mean, things like chop suey, for instance, that's not a real thing. That's something that was made for Americans, right? So they do a lot of that. What do you think about the? Do you ever go to a Chinese restaurant in America, or is it just you don't care for it?
It's a nightmare every time.
Yeah, it's very different. No, it is different, guys. Because when I moved over here to Asia, and I started going to Chinese, in China, right, eating in
Right.
China, it's
Yeah.
not even similar at all. It's hard. It's not comparable. It's really not
Mm.
comparable.
Mm. So it's like getting a hamburger in China.
Yes,
Um,
it's similar.
But
right?
actually, hamburgers are better in Hong Kong, though. I don't know about in China. I never have that
Mm.
when I was
I
in
don't.
China.
I don't agree. Actually, I think an American burger is better.
I mean, I'm talking about McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's. Well, no, actually, any kind of chain restaurant outside of America is better.
I don't know
Because
why.
Really?
Well, I know why. Because in Asia, like I was just going to mention, someone was talking about toupees, not putting on a toupee, right? And there's a
Right.
guy who works at a convenience store here, and it's kind of funny because he's got this beautiful, he's an older guy, but he's got this beautiful, very modern Asian man type of hairdo, but it's a toupee. And on his tag, though, on the tag, his name tag that's on his uniform, he has his bald head picture. So it's funny because you have the bald head picture and the toupee at the same time, right? But the point about him as well is this is an older dude working in a convenience store, and he takes his job very
Yeah.
seriously. He doesn't
Right.
goof off. He doesn't play around. He does his job
Right.
perfectly every day, right? And this is why McDonald's or any kind of chain outside of in Asia is way better because they take their job seriously.
Okay,
They
gotcha.
don't look at it as being low end, right?
Well, they even expect even just school student to become as professional as they should be.
That's right.
Because they will fire you if you don't do well. You will never have that kind of incident of your burger is medium rare.
No. And because no matter what the job is, you do it the best you can, and it's culturally responsible. And that doesn't matter whether you're in Japan, China, Taiwan, Korea. It doesn't matter. It's a standard Asian thinking, right? And we used to have that in the West too, but that has definitely been lost.
Is it the boomers' fault? Is it the boomers' fault spoiling their kids too much?
Well, the actual boomer, which I'm not, the boomers are actually my parents. I would say yes.
It's their fault, baby boomers.
It
They got
is.
lazy.
Yeah.
They rebelled against the traditionalism of the parents who fought in World War II. They started dressing in beads, sleeping in communes, smoking pot and acid, and
and then now they're your professors. Dear Lord.
Yep.
God
That's
save
right.
us all.
Now they're running the country.
Yeah, that's right.
Now they're running Congress.
But the problem, of course, the problem is that this is what you get from individuality, right? In the West, we praise it, we push it, we demand it, and if you're in a situation where everyone's pride is on the line for doing good jobs and things like we used to have, it works really well. But when you come into this modern situation that we have, it can be a double-edged sword, right? And it's kind of cutting us now. Whereas in Asia, community is always first. The individual is frowned upon. I mean, we have an expression in English, for instance, that says the squeaky wheel gets the oil or gets the grease, right? But here in Asia, they have an expression that says the nail that sticks up gets hammered down, right? It's literally the opposite. And that community-based thinking is what creates these positive points that they have, and why even in modern life they don't go away, right? So, because they have their problems. It's not like Asia's perfect. They have plenty of problems, but in a modern society it works better, I think. We got Edwin in here. Hello, Edwin. We also see that Dazzler says, "I have to leave. Bye." See what you did, Booster. See what you did.
How dare you? How dare you accuse me of this?
Booster.
It's unbelievable. Edwin, I need you to do me a favor.
Girl.
Edwin, what I want you to do is when you do your next live, I want you to chastise the Booster for his dirty language around 11.37-year-old girls. Make sure you chastise him.
I didn't know she was in the chat.
What do you mean you don't know she's in the chat?
Last time you were super drunk. And this time
oh, he was
so drunk, he's drunk out of his squad.
It was funny.
I wasn't even that drunk.
No, you weren't, but you were enough, though. You are. You can't handle your liquor very well there, Mr. Kiwi.
I can handle my liquor just fine. I only had 4 beers and I was a bit tipsy.
Yeah, 4 beers is like not even beginning for most of us.
Yeah, we're not. We're
beginning. That's you just said.
Not even vodka or scotch, and then you're already down like that.
Look.
Men down, Kiwi down, Kiwi down.
Kiwi down, definitely. She's right, dude. She's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Look.
I don't even drink, and I know what alcohol is.
Yeah, she doesn't drink, but she knows what alcohol is. Get that. Anyway, Edwin says, "Can do." All right, it's in motion now. He's got to deal with you. Oh, that's goodness gracious. Scott says, "What?" Scott says, "Can't wait to try some of this new chicken sushi." What in the world? Oh, salmonella sushi. I get it. Okay. Actually, that's an interesting thing. I know you guys are joking, but just offhand, here they eat a lot of raw food. They eat raw chicken. They eat raw horse meat. Ew. They eat everything raw. All right. Now, the disgusting nature of that aside, no one ever gets sick. It's weird.
Stuff is that clean?
Is it that clean, or has their stomach adapted? I'm not sure.
Probably both.
Yeah.
I mean, Japanese take it seriously, don't they? Their food. They take their food very seriously.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I'm sure it's a combination because, the interesting thing about the Japanese physiology, they actually have a longer intestinal tract than any other human racial group.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. Not a second stomach, just longer intestinal tract. Yeah, it
is.
To
digest stuff?
Well, and you can even see in their abdomens are longer than the rest of us, actually.
Oh
a little bit.
We're talking about evolution here.
Adaptation would be the actual thing, but yeah.
They're mutants.
No, they're humans. But it is interesting. But so I never hear about anyone ever getting salmonella. I've never even heard it mentioned, dude. It's weird. Uncanny Kodiak says here, if you want to fire someone up, there is too many PC hoops to jump through. Sorry, my wife is literally having trouble firing someone that hasn't showed up for 3 weeks by getting others to take their shifts. Well, that's weird. It didn't used to be like that in America. Matter of fact, in America, it used to be you could lose your job like instantly and easily. Therefore, the workforce was really good because if you weren't perfect, you lose your job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on where you work. If his wife works for the government, then it's hard to fire someone.
Government. Oh, yeah, no, government. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh, the lobbyists.
Mm.
Yes. So can you help me with this? Nah, you have to wait. I will connect you to another person. Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah, well.
Wait.
Yeah. The governmental worker. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Ghost of Henry's also has a suggestion here for Edwin. He says, chastise him for being a Brit. Yes, I do believe that should be chastised as well. Model V says, on a more serious note, greetings all. Hope all is well. Well, dude, we're happy to have you here, man. I'm sorry, were you talking about racism? We know you're racist, but it's okay. We still love you.
I'm not racist. Just
because you're racist doesn't mean I would hate you. I actually be friends with some people who actually hate Chinese. But hey, we can be friends.
Did you hear that excuse? He's not racist. He's just careful. My God.
Knocked
Yes.
it with hands.
Some people do hate the Chinese. That is true. But the Chinese do it to themselves, though. To be fair, Dina, come on.
A lot of times it is.
Coming.
It really depends what it is.
Well, come on now. You guys don't live next to China or lived in China. I have done both. The Chinese, most of the anger and frustration that comes out of people, the Chinese make all by their own lonesome. They don't need no help.
I would just say the problem is, I mean, the problem in America here, especially the Asians, the problem is the first thing, we don't really have the loyalty to the country. Wherever country we go, it's all about money.
Very true.
Which is really sad, and our community is really weak. And then they either got absurd, like just absurd into their whatever they go to. They just never fight back. So they don't fight back. They're not strong together. What can they really do? And then people pick on us.
Yeah, but I think the first comment you made is the most important one, particularly with Chinese. They will tribe together and not interact with anybody else. That's why we have such the phenomenon that is called Chinatown, right? They're all over America. Yeah, but it is what they do.
Back then they helped developing Idaho. Do you know that one time there's 1/3 of Idahoans are all Chinese?
Really?
Well, the Chinese were responsible for a lot of the building of America, actually. They're a very important racial group that came in. Now, they were tricked and lied to bring them over here in mass to help. They're not actual slaves, but they were kind of treated like them because of the way the companies hired them and stuff. But nevertheless, the Chinese are very instrumental in the creation of America. Actually, yeah. Particularly the stretching from border east to west.
Yep, railroad.
The hand is bad. Railroad, yeah. Hell, he knows. German the Cricket knows what I call the early Chinese in America.
I don't know. What do they call them?
I this is how I call it because because people are talking about like racism and whatnot, what they call people with what they are doing. As I so if they are this kind of name, so are we Chinese will become the Ching Chang railroad spikes.
The Ching Chang railroad spikes. I never heard that one before. I think they used to call them. I think they used the word. Used to use the word coolie. I'm not exactly sure what it means though. Let me check
coolie. Coolie means I don't know. Is it English? Because in Chinese mean bitter strength.
Yes, English. It's
no. It says an unskilled native laborer in India, China, and some other Asian countries. A person from Southeast Asia. But where's the etymology though? Let me check the etymology. Hold on a second. Etymology here. An etymology explanation is the word is Hindu. It comes from Hindu. It's a coolie.
Really? Oh, okay.
Which itself is probably came from the Ottoman Turks word for slave. Okay. It's actually originally a Muslim word for slave, like coolie.
Okay. Oh, so it actually means slave.
Yeah.
That's interesting. My grandfather, who is one.
Your father is a slave or a coolie? I don't know what.
My grandfather, who is a coolie.
Why?
Was one. Why?
Where?
I don't know. In Hong Kong, we used to have a lot of coolies.
Oh, I see. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. But nevertheless, the Chinese are important. But when you go around to every place in the world, the Chinese always gather together in Chinatowns. We have them all over Japan too. And actually, there's been an interesting ongoing report on our show. It's not a negative thing, but there's a really rich guy from China who's over here trying to build a new Chinatown in a new city. And we're watching the process together with them buying up, people moving in and stuff. It's very interesting documentary, actually. Like an ongoing investigative documentary. It's cool. But let me see here. The Uncanny Kodiak says raw chicken, that would be a death sentence here. And it would be illegal as well. But over here, they do it all the time. Scott says that ninjas are invincible. So, yeah, that's probably what it is.
But not everyone is a ninja.
No. For a matter of fact, there's hardly any ninjas left, unfortunately. But Scott says, iron fist, iron heads, iron stomach. Only makes sense. There you go. That would be more kung fu in my mind, but good enough. Joshua Shoe says, it's fake news that I am not Joshua Shoes. Oh, he's still on that. I am not his socks. I am his shoes. I get the joke, dude.
Okay.
We all get the joke.
Come on, buddy. Same jokes twice is not funny anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If
Joe,
you guys are looking for ninjas, I might be able to help out.
I have access, dude. I do have access.
So do I.
Yes. Oh, there you go. Actually, I used to make the joke all the time. My kids I really thought it was funny. We have a dog, a miniature schnauzer, and I forget who it was, but we had some little costume they bought real cheap or something that was kind of like a ninja costume for the dog, right? And I would make jokes that anytime someone would on TV or something would do something just absolutely stupid or awful, I'm like, all right, Oren, kid up, we're gonna have to send him in, and make this joke. The kids get a kick out of it. Joe says, try working in healthcare in Philly. My advice, don't get sick. You think the work ethic would be higher than fast food, but nope. Well, that's an unfortunate problem, dude. It's...
How much time we got?
Oh, you guys are sitting on 50 minutes.
Oh.
15 minutes?
50, as in 50.
50.
Plenty.
That's much better.
Even though you're not even close to being done, so I don't know.
You know what, man? You know what?
What?
Let's see you draw.
No, you don't want to see that. Trust me. What I'm doing is much better when I'm here.
I definitely want to see you draw. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude,
let's get out that iPad and see you draw.
Yep.
I should go and buy that pencil. I should tell my wife. I should say,
baby, I want to talk all that good shit, Chester, from your ivory tower. Let's see you draw, boy.
Why ivory tower? I don't get that. But I'm gonna tell my wife. I'm gonna say, everyone said I have to draw, baby. I gotta do it. I gotta get that. I gotta get that eye pencil too, whatever it's called, and then I can plug it in and I can show you guys my horrible drawing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or you just be like me and use your mouse.
No, I know.
Like a man, Chester.
Yeah,
Scott
you're
says,
a drunken master. We know.
Yeah, Drunken Master. Ooh, Drunken Master 2. Jack Chan, one of the best martial art movies ever made, dude. Killer movie. Really, right? Scott says, I love the Chinese. Without them, I wouldn't have kung fu movies. Right. Joe says, all the best cowboys have Chinese eyes. I don't.
The squinting eyes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The squinting eyes.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Okay. Do you know why the Asians have that eye? By the way.
I don't know. Have something to do with the weather.
Yeah. Well, actually, when the humans came over into the Asian area, there was another, because we'd already mixed. Well, if you're going with the evolutionary line, but we'd already mixed with Neanderthals and stuff and kind of become what we were. They were kind of like in where the Kashmir region is now. Something happened. We don't know exactly what, but basically the royalty and the military went east, and the artisans and workers and everybody else went west. Well, the ones that went west ended up settling in Europe, and of course becoming the Celtic peoples, and the ones that went east became the Asians. But when they came over to the Asian, they interbred with another human type that was already here called Decinovan. And this is where they picked that up from. But the reason they picked it up was because over here in Asia, at that time, of course, there was a lot of snow. We were in the middle of an ice age, right? So there was mostly snow a lot of the year. But these are like flat plains. And as they're walking along, the glare from the sun off the snow is really, really harsh. So anyone who would have a thinner eye would be able to deal in that environment better. And therefore, over time, they developed this. And of course,
so we squint our eyes into existence.
Yes, exactly.
So basically human snow goggles.
Yeah, but it's also an interesting point. Asians are almost completely immune to snow blindness, even more so than the Celtic people who are thought of as growing up in the snow. But Asians actually are almost completely immune to it. Do you guys know what snow blindness is?
Yeah.
Well, the glare coming off the snow is so strong that it actually kind of burns your eyes and creates temporary blindness.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, never happened to me.
No, of course not. You're an Asian.
The snow acts as a mirror from the sun.
But I mean, it's interesting because yes, you did squint yourself into existence.
That's funny.
It is, man. But let's see here. Scott says, if you've never seen Trinity, you have never seen a spaghetti western. All right. Bullet, where was Lupin the Third when Monkey Punch passed? Okay, I don't know what they're talking about. Dragon's in here, and he says Canadians are evil, and I can tell you that because I lived near Canada. All right, well there you go. The truth is out. We gotta have a Canadian in here with ourselves here. Let me see here. Canada, you know.
Oh, Canada.
Oh well, some Canadians are right. Some of them are right. Some.
And then they join us.
That's right.
The all right ones.
Yeah. Mortively says, trying to remember when it happened time-wise compared to D&Q. I don't know what you guys, they got some conversation going on I missed here. But do keep in mind, we do have the hashtag DNQFE. Once again, that is hashtag DNQFE. And if you drop in your draw-alongs, we will show them at the end of the show. And of course, we're looking at, we got over 30 minutes, about 40 some minutes left here. When we get to the end of the show, of course, we'll show everybody our art very clearly. And then Booster will drop his straw poll, Booster, straw poll. Booster.
Doing your job, Booster.
Oh, God, he's drinking again. Oh, my goodness. Dragon says, the more you expose yourself to a disease, the more you adapt to it. It is likely they exposed to a bunch of salmonella and have just built up the immunity. Well, maybe, dude, but I said their intestines have actually extended. So I'm sure that has something to do with it. Hero clicks Joshua. Goodness gracious. It's okay. Joshua Shoes, I still think it's funny. Oh my God. He's not going to drop it, guys.
Oh my gosh. How old is he? I thought he was only like 19. Now he's pulling dad jokes. What the heck? What's he going to pull when he's a dad? Grandpa jokes? Or great-grandfather jokes?
See, that's the thing. Dad jokes are not funny, but then you go through enough of being a dad and you learn to be funny eventually. You become grandpa. So grandpa jokes are actually better. So maybe there's hope for him yet. Dragon says it could also be that their food meats aren't in as filthy an environment. Well, now that's an interesting thing you mentioned here. Actually, the Japanese only started eating meat when the black ships with Commodore Perry happened in Meiji time. Before that, it was illegal to eat meat. Right? So
really, that's sad.
Well, they would eat chicken, and it's kind of funny. They would eat rabbit too, but it's kind of funny how they cheated it. It's an interesting little cultural point. When you count things here in Japan, they have a special little suffix that they add to the end of everything, depending on what it is, right? Like for us, we would do it more with a word. For instance, it is a pride of lions or a murder of crows, right? But here in Japan, they actually have a suffix and just literally hundreds of them for every specific little thing and how to count it. Now, when you talk about an usagi or a rabbit, they would count the usagi wan, right? And of course, wan is the way that they're counting how many. You know, instead of like a cat or a dog, you would say ni piki san hiki, meaning one or two. But they would use wan to count, ni wan, san wan, right? And it's very interesting because that word wan actually is used for birds. Right, and birds, of course, are okay to eat. You can eat a bird, but you can't eat a mammal, right? But they tricked it because they love rabbit meat, I think is what happened. And they said, well, they got long ears. It kind of looks like a bird, so they count it that way so they could eat it.
Oh,
interesting, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they lied to themselves basically, so they could do something against the rules, really. But anyway, the Japanese didn't eat meat, but they did have a group of people that they call the eta, which is actually quite a nasty, dirty word. But the eta were people in Japan who created leather. Because leather is an important product. We need leather, right? And these people, their responsibility was for making, tanning leather, creating it and stuff. But of course, being normal humans, you don't kill an animal just for its leather. That is extremely wasteful. So they would actually eat, and because they ate the meat, they were considered unclean, eta, right? And they were shunned from society. So they're doing something that society needed, but at the same time, they were shunned.
Society hate them.
Well, but the interesting too, Dina, is they're also traditionally the healthiest people in Japan.
Because they got meat. They're hunters.
That's right. They are. Yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't know that before. Now I understand why what we're reading manga and something like that in the old days they talk about in the ancient times. Seems like people hate hunters.
Yeah, no. And of course, I was responding to Dragon's here thing if we talk about food, meats, and filthy environments. So they didn't even eat meat. And of course, they eat the fish on a day-to-day because whereas in the West, we have a tradition of a fisherman going out for a few days or even a week and then coming back with their catch. For a very long time, we've been doing that, whether it be ice today or salted in the past. But the Asians don't think that way. They are day fishers. They go out in the morning, they come back before dark. So whatever they catch in that day becomes the food of the day, right? So that's why it's so fresh.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I try not to bring up a lot of these kind of anthropological things because I get yelled at by people. But
I'm too tired to yell at you today.
Are you a drunken master again?
I've barely even had half a beer, so yes.
It's gonna. Good thing he's not using a webcam. We don't want to see something crazy.
Yeah.
Huh? I might do something sexy. You don't know. I might.
I don't think that's the word I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Cam boy.
Well, Dragon continues, says America is much bigger, so the food probably is less fresh too, which results in higher rates of bacterial problems. It could be that, but America has certainly moved into a more of a kind of like what Rome did in the past, or even Britain to a point, but where America has food from all over the world constantly being brought in, and therefore we don't have seasons. So where an American will go into the store and get an orange at any time of the year, or what have you. Most people in the world don't eat like that. They eat seasonally, right? And here, even in Japan, which is the number 2, number 3 economy on the planet, they still eat seasonally. So an American really wouldn't understand that because you always have everything you need anytime you want it because we just suck everything out of the entire planet. So.
It's not that bad. What's that thing called in Japan? Is it a soba noodles? What do you call that? You know, soba, you dip it.
Barley.
Yeah, because the Japanese really like it, but in Japan, in a certain area of the world you can only harvest this once per year, and you have to do it fast. You have to use it when it is fresh. So they buy lands in Australia so they can have it year round.
Some things they have followed the American model. That's true, but in general, for most things, the Japanese are seasonal eaters. Right, but there are a few things that are like that, and they're very peculiar what the Japanese will stick to. Like, why do the Japanese still hunt whales? I mean, almost the entire planet is pretty much against this. Like, let them be. Let's stop killing the whales. But the Japanese insist upon it. We must have these special quills so we can make these that come from the whales, so we can make these special combs. And it's like you don't really need it, but it's the obstinate choice from the Japanese to stand on this point. And it's very interesting when the Japanese decide to become obstinate, and when they do, you ain't moving them. You are not moving them, right? But it's weird what they choose to be obstinate on. I find, and the whale one, of course, is a big one.
Meats are meat.
Maybe they taste good.
Dragon said,
always want to try.
I've actually was tricked into trying it. It tastes horrible. Dragon says, Asians didn't mix with Neanderthals. Europeans did after that split. Actually, that's not true at all, dude. They already had mixed with the Neanderthals, and actually Asians tend to have a higher ratio of Neanderthal in their blood than Europeans do. Go figure. Hero Click said, Josh says that we can't come here for a history lesson. I'm sorry, we didn't come here for it. I do apologize. See, they're yelling at me again. Mortal V says snow blindness is what happened when John Mayland uses his wolf milk to try to cure blindness and finds out he's not Jesus.
Oh no,
man!
Darn.
Wolf milk.
Darn.
Hey, Mortal V says it's more funny if you're familiar with the story in the Bible. I'll go. Okay. Bullet says you were supposed to do Silver Sable, but now you are doing Lone Wolf and Cub. I do apologize, but Pixel made an executive decision, and seeing as this is Pixel's show, he gets to say what happens. And besides, I'm happy we did. This guy is a very, very famous guy. He's had a lot of influence on many things, actually, and to show a tribute of his work and creations, I think is a great idea. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Why not? Legend. He is
Why
a
not?
real legend now because
He
he's
is a real
dead.
legend, yeah. Joshua says squinting is a method artists use to see values better in their painting. That's why there's so many great Asian artists.
I don't know.
Funny.
Joshua, probably he should just get ready, get married soon, and then he will start talking about granddad jokes. Maybe he will actually be funny.
Maybe. So what you're saying is you really want to do something to help Joshua get laid.
All right, let's go, boys. We have to get Joshua laid. That's the plan now.
Start the campaign.
Yeah,
it's Tina's idea. She's the boss
go
of it.
fund me, Dinah. You start.
He's
go
too
fund
young.
me.
He's too. You're never. Well, no, you are. There are.
What? Hey, no, just careful with
that. I do help people if they have a problem, but that, I mean, yeah, it really depends.
I don't know. What do you consider to be too young, Dina?
When they cannot take care of themselves, and the other half.
When they become less responsible is when they're ready for sex. Okay, all right, rock on.
No, I mean when they can take care of each other, then it's good, right?
Oh, I see. So when they become responsible, oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happens
it's not too young?
Well, what happens when you get like a 26, 27-year-old like Booster who's still irresponsible? What about that?
Yeah, how do you explain me, Dinah?
Maybe he'll get a sugar mama.
He needs a sugar mama. There you go.
Right.
Dina says you need a sugar mama.
Who's volunteering?
Oh no. Moto V says, so if I'm exposed to enough of Booster's bad art, then I will build up an immunity to bad art. Nice. Yeah, I agree. It's probably true.
What is he talking about? What do you mean bad art? Man, it's beautiful.
Are you drawing today at all, or are you just drinking?
No, I am just drinking.
Yeah, he just like to make jokes about us saying that, oh, we're all weeps.
You did make the straw poll though, right?
It's getting there.
Sweet. Uncanny Kodiak says, Chester, I could listen to this for days. Was Japan ever in antiquity part of China? Well, once again, you're going to get me yelled at because people get very upset when I start doing history stuff. I don't know why, but they don't like it. I don't know. What do you think that is? Why do people get so irked when I start talking history stuff?
Because it's so lame.
There you go.
I do like school.
Trying to make our
I just don't like doing assignments.
See, the thing is, I find it fascinating though. I think it's amazing. I love this kind of stuff, but people don't. It's so lame.
I'm barely.
Well, not everybody like to learn this stage, which is sad because I found it fascinating to keep learning.
So do I, but we're not the general population, it would seem. But I will
enjoy it. Keep going.
Okay, I will answer the question quickly, though, Kenny Kodiak. Yes, Japan, when it was called Wa, back in the a couple thousand years ago, up until about 700 AD, it was called Wa. Japan used to be called Wa. It's not even called Japan today. This is Nihon or Nippon.
Nihon.
It's not Japan, right? But anyway, at that time they were kind of considered a colony-ish thing of China, and they did pay taxes to China. And it was actually the Nara time when this whole thing with the emperor, the Tenno, and stuff like that came out, was really Japan making a definitive statement that we are no longer you, we are us. So Japan has been kind of Japan for about 1,300 years. But yes, they were kind of a colony in a way. What happened 2,000 years ago, specifically in the Yayoi Jidai, which is the Yayoi era, in the northern plains of China, there was a huge population of people, but there had been drought for so long that they had to leave. They had to migrate out of that area. Now, you had a lot of them move into southern area of China, whereas actually Shanghai is today, and of course all that wonderful food culture of China is coming out of those people who were originally from the north. And then another big group of them just came across the water into Japan. There was a huge mammoth migration, and we went from the Jomon culture of Japan into more of a modern a Japanese culture, which we have seen today. So it really is a mix of the kind of native peoples that were living here in Japan and a huge influx of Chinese, and they came together and became what we know as the modern day Japanese people. And you can see this in relation to foods, for instance, as well. In southern China is really where the most dynamic food in China comes from, and it's the Chinese are amazing with how innovative they are with food, and you see a lot of these similar relations here in Japan, actually. And of course, it's coming from that. Even though it's 2,000 years separated, it's coming from that immigration event. So,
food is great.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. Scott says, I am also working on a dragon. If people like dragons, I love dragons, dude. Scott is having an up and down day, isn't he, Booster?
Hmm?
Yeah, he's not paying attention at all. Sorry,
I'm
guys.
not paying attention. What are we talking about, sorry?
We're talking about Scott and his hashtag DNQFE share our draw along art, man. You gotta be paying attention.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm looking. Just I was making sure you were. It's
okay. All right.
It's all a big test for you.
Now Turtle Rabbit says, I love the history lessons. Okay, cool. It is
you're lame.
There you go. We're told. Scott says, you can see some of my guitar work and singing and drinking on YouTube. So Scott is promoting himself. Oh, I'm sorry, Dina. What's the problem? Oh, she must have had a family member come in the room. No problem. Let me jump back over here to Jiminy then. Where was I?
Oh, man, this blows.
What blows?
Rikita Law has been suspended from Twitter.
You serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
What did he do?
I guess
He said something against the SJWs, obviously.
No.
Yeah, well.
I didn't see anything.
Well, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of those things, they've been chastised and they got a lot of pressure coming on them, but they don't care. They have their agenda and they got to do what they got to do, right?
Yeah, Yep. At least YouTube channel's still up, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, what are they going to do? Unless the government brings in some kind of regulation, and to be honest with you, they want that because that gives them a monopoly, right?
Why do we allow them to be a monopoly? I thought that's illegal.
It is illegal, but there are plenty of people who find a way around it. Like for instance, that big old farming company. What's it called again? Monsanto. They actually got laws passed through Congress that state that you cannot say disparaging things about them. Huh?
What?
In America. Yeah, in America.
That's a joke.
It is. It should be, but it's not a joke, right? And of course, Monsanto is one of the most evil companies on the planet. Some of the nonsense they do in America about pushing out the small-time farmers, and of course, the absolute enslavement of India, right? Monsanto is true evil, right?
Yeah, good thing you're not in America, so you can speak your mind.
Me? Yeah, no, I can say whatever I want to say. Good thing is the people around me don't understand a word I'm saying, so there you go.
Oh,
that's why I can get away with it.
The foreigner is saying something again. We don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, Japanese are the worst English speakers on the planet, dude. They really are. They really are. Which, of course, guarantees the success of my business, doesn't it?
Yes. Funny.
Let's see. Eagle says, I've never seen this character. What is it about? Lone Wolf and Cub is basically started a manga and became a very popular TV series and some movies as well. And basically about this Ronin who is trying to escape. And I think the little boy is I don't know if is it his son or is it some
it is his son. It's his son. He let his son choose because
I
the
believe
wife
it's his
is
son.
dead. Yep, his son.
He
let his son choose. You choose go with mama, and then daddy will kill you. But if you choose go with daddy, then you go with daddy.
Well, that's not a choice.
Well, the little boy choose to go with daddy instead of go with mommy.
And
that's why No, he didn't die. He didn't choose to go with Mama because Mama is already dead.
That's no choice.
It's always a choice, Booster.
Yeah. It's a Asian thing. So I heard in Korea they're still doing that when the kid is like 1 or 2. Then they'll put a lot of stuff in front of the kid, so the kid will
the whole
choose
cake or diff
something.
thing.
Yeah, they put a lot of different stuff. So we say talk about what the kid is gonna become. That's what they think it is.
Yeah,
It's the tradition.
that's a
So he
rubbish
chose to go with Daddy.
There was a lot of death in the ancient world, the Booster. You gotta keep that in mind.
I wonder
Let's
what
see,
you
Scott
choose.
says you should watch the 1970s movies where the story was dry. Cool. Rock on. And I have seen the old stuff, and it's fun. It's really good martial arts. Eric Dullivan says Chester's history lessons are the most interesting part of the conversation to me. Oh, cool, dude. Thank you. But you are in the minority. Never stopped learning. I went back to college at 36. Sweet. Good for you, dude. I'm now 52, and I want to go back again. Wow, you're actually George's age.
Yeah, bloody ancient. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
50 something is not Asian, not ancient. You can be older.
Wow. Goodness gracious.
50
Alt
something is
accounts
not Asian.
Alt
Sorry,
accounts
my
matter with your
accent
boy
problems
Josh.
are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, go ahead, Dina.
Oh, what? I'm not saying anything now.
Oh, you okay? I just was interrupting you. Alt accounts matter with your boy Josh says, keep your history lessons out of my escapism. Hashtag D&Q gate. Okay, fine. +1 for the history talk. Thank you very much. I'm getting a mix here of people who are interested in it. Michael says, listening to this while getting ready for bed, but Chester, going to need to get in contact with you. Research for the feudal Japanese side of the story has been rough, and you really know your stuff. Well, yeah, dude, I'd be happy to help you out with that. Just get in touch with me. Links are right down below to my Facebook or Twitter. Twitter's, of course, easier, I think. But yeah, just contact me. I'd help you in any way I can, dude. Scott says, I might as well promote myself. No one else will. I'm sorry. What's going on with Scott today, dude, Booster? He's all kind of whingy. What's going on?
Just bloody whinging. Does he want us to? We'll show you out at the end. Bloody hell.
Yeah. He says,
Oh,
Mike
thanks.
has everyone growing his world. I want mine to get like that too. Okay, cool, dude. You keep at it. You should go join. You should go over and work with Rick Piper on Cross Comics because he's promoting his world too. Scott says, this is really a sexy foot. It is a nice foot, dude. Monsanto are expletives. Yes, yes.
Makes me confused. I'm not gonna lie.
Scott says he found the boy. It isn't his son. You know, I thought that the boy was a prince that he was trying to protect. Actually, is what I thought.
I thought I read the manga. That's his son.
All right. Well, I don't know enough to comment on it. So, but I had thought so too, Scott.
I only read the manga, so I don't know much.
Scott said it was a woman who was killed and he adopted it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
It's too
I
long
like
ago.
fine wine. Let me see here. I'm actually caught up to the chat. You know how long that took me to do? Goodness gracious.
So how come he have clean shave? He doesn't grow beard?
Asians don't really grow beards very well, and when they do, it's embarrassing.
Oh,
Stop.
you look like Samsung.
Yeah. See, I have a proper beard. This is how you grow a beard.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Proper Viking.
Like an ape. Like an ape.
But
No.
if he's a Ronin, wouldn't he have a beard?
Beard.
Finely groomed. Thank you very much.
It was a
He's a
very
Ronin.
handsome beard.
Thank you.
It's a very handsome beard.
It's okay.
Like Dr. Cornelius.
Oh.
Shots
Wow, that's
fired.
shade flying, dude. Goodness gracious. What does Scott say? 3 hairs on the chin that are 3 inches long. You know, actually, in China, if they have a mole or a wart or something like that on their face, they will. It's considered very good luck to have a hair growing out of it, and they won't cut it. So this is why you occasionally you'll see on a kung fu
It's
movie or something, someone with a fake
annoying.
mole on their head with this long hair coming out of it. Dina?
Oh, that is so
Yeah,
gross.
it's super gross.
It is, but it is culture. So
I don't know. I mean, like unibrow, my Indian friend from India, he actually say that no, I'm not gonna plug it. It's for good luck.
Yeah, unibrows. Yeah, unibrows.
Now if you're trying to get married.
Well, he's probably gonna. I don't know. How do I know what kind of lady he likes?
Oh, all right. But of course, interesting with the unibrow in Europe, European culture, actually was a sign of a werewolf. So.
Oh wow, that's scary.
I love those hair on the palms.
That
That's
actually has more. You should ask Booster about that. He's probably more of an expert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turtle Rabbit says, I think he was a young shogun set for execution by the wolf. Instead of killing the boy, he kills everyone else in the room and takes the boy. See, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Bullet says, looks like someone glued pubes to their face. Oof, goodness gracious. What's Obi-Wan Review says, what's the evolutionary explanation for that, Chester? Which, what are you talking about specifically? Pixel Trader says, won't matter. His marriage is arranged anyway. It's she's got a unibrow too. Oof, there you go.
Yeah. Terrible.
They actually still do omiai in Japan as well. Arranged marriages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Rich people and rich people.
Actually, no. Normal people.
No?
Yeah.
Really?
Omiai is still a thing here. Yeah.
So isn't that funny that in the old days when you have arranged marriage, people will make sure it works out? And today you got free love and people like, I'm divorcing you.
Yeah, well, that's true. But arranged marriages, of course, originally coming out of the royalty, nobility, because of their need to, we understand the need for it. But coming down to the normal people in pretty much every culture that I know, it's simply them trying to emulate what the nobility is doing. We see a lot of cultural things arise out of the emulation of nobility's activities. We see that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You need to look for a matchmaker.
What was that, Jiminy?
I said Jackie O's hairdo.
Jackie O's hairdo. What do you mean by that?
It became popular once she became first lady, and then all the little people started to emulate it.
No, that's true. That happens all the time. Yeah. Ghost Henry says arranged marriages are the best marriages. I don't know about that. Actually, I have a lot of students in my schools, and many of them come from an arranged marriage, and they seem not to really care much about each other at all. But it depends on the person.
I just think people should take advantage of their free love marriage. I mean, you get to choose. Why don't you want to make it work,
Well, that's also culture, though. I mean, they do have divorce here in Japan, but it's more of a thing that the elite would do. And you're seeing a lot of young girls that, whether they're married or not, they tend not to marry at all. And we have a little trouble with the single motherhood in Japan. Very small, but it scarily might grow a little, because this, of course, in America is one of the biggest issues America needs to deal with is single motherhood. That's a problem.
Right.
But here in Japan, it's starting. Maybe it's starting. Joshua Hughes says, I need an arranged marriage. I am very depraved. My palms are too hairy to hide. Oh.
He's a werewolf.
He is a werewolf.
No.
But if it is a werewolf, does it have fur on its palm?
No, Dina. Don't buy into the depravity of these people.
Okay, I'm just trying to be logical, trying to be.
No, this is coming from something else. No, the unibrow thing is definitely a sign of the werewolf in Europe. And the hairy palm thing is, once again, talk to Booster.
It's a masturbation joke.
It is a masturbation joke. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Gee, that's annoying.
Yeah, I do. That's why I told you. I tried to help you.
It just doesn't sound like that.
I don't even know where it comes from, honestly. I've never studied the history or etymology of that particular phrase, but it is what it is. Yeah. Bullet says there are still arranged marriages in Japan. Yes, there are. It's called omiai. And actually, my wife's parents arranged 2 omiai meetings for her, and neither one of them she was interested in. So it's kind of, I might never have met her if she actually accepted one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they will pay you. Well, I mean, most women do carry a dowry of some kind, right? We still see that in modern day. We still see dowry. There are a few cultures that actually the man is the one with the dowry, but it's usually the woman.
So how much did you get?
How much did I get? Nothing. I didn't have no omiya. Yeah. But actually the good thing for me though was coming into this family. I haven't had to do anything on my own because when you join a family, if people need help with money or time or anything like that, you help out, right? I mean, it's a pretty normal thing to do. It's family. But I haven't had to worry about any of that because her family is they're well off. So I haven't had to have any of those issues whatsoever.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
Very cool. Does she have a big family?
No,
I mean,
pretty standard.
Immediate family.
No, she has.
Cool.
There were 3 kids. She's got 2 brothers. Her father's family actually was very large, but most of them died during the war from tuberculosis. So he was actually kind of orphaned.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, it is what it is. War is hell.
Yeah. It is.
But war also cleans the world.
Yeah.
Okay, Thanos.
Well, no, that is actually a kotowaza, huh? That is an expression here in Asia. War cleanses the world. It does.
Well, it's evolution.
Yeah, no, that's a very interesting Asian expression actually. But Pixel Trader says, Chester, how did the first parent meeting go for me? Well, I think it has gone about the same as it continues to go. By the way, you guys got about 14 minutes left before we're done.
What? 14 minutes?
14.
Gosh, I need to figure out how to draw that sword on the side.
Oh, well, I don't know. You have 14 minutes to figure it out. But actually, my mother-in-law has always been very nice to me. She's a very nice lady, very accepting. The father's fine too. He was probably a little hesitant of why she was bringing this stray foreigner into her house. But of course, being Japanese, he was extremely polite. But seeing as I got to work immediately, I built my own business, a successful one. He has nothing negative to say at all.
That's good. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, as long as you prove you can take care of their daughter, they will be happy.
That's right. That's right. And the kids too.
Very good.
And it all works out really nice because, aunties and grandmas and grandpas and all that kind of stuff, they love to spoil the kids. And they were able to do that without any external concerns, right? So it's all worked out really well, I think. Trusty Psychic says, all I got as a dowry from my wife's father was some plastic livestock. Wow. Goodness gracious. Scott said,
Sorry.
That's okay. If I asked family for money, they would forget where I live. Yeah, well, unfortunately, but I wasn't being negative, because if you join a family and there's some issue or something in the family where people need help, you help them out. It's family, right? Is what you do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I've been very lucky that I haven't had to do that. So I've been able to focus all of my energy onto my business and my family itself. It's just a fortunate. I've had several fortunate things in my life. I'm a very lucky person. I have nothing but humility for it.
Cool. Very
Well, luck is a blessing.
It is. Yeah. It's interesting you keep coming out with these Asian quotes. These guys don't know it though.
What Asian quotes?
Luck is a blessing.
Like,
that is a very standard kotowaza in Asia. You probably picked it up from your mom or grandma or something like that, right?
I don't know. Just come out of my mouth. Maybe I heard it when I was young.
I'm sure you did. Yeah. Jeremy
Fortune
says
cookie.
that fortune cookie. No, dude. Dina is scaring me. Wow, it took you that long? Scott,
scares me.
she always scares us, dude. What are you talking about?
Seriously.
Yeah. And of course, I'm finally got myself back down to Dina. Actually, We have 11 minutes left, guys. We did slide 5 minutes after, but these guys are doing good, so I don't think they need it. Particularly Jiminy, he's fine. He's way ahead of schedule. But Scott does say, so far, in my opinion, that glorious foot wins my vote. That is a beautiful foot, dude. He really killed
What
it.
foot?
It's a beautiful.
Jiminy's.
It's a beautiful.
He's got a really good piece.
With a knife in it.
Yeah. I've been showing the art all along from the very beginning. I haven't really taken time to talk to them about their art, but I will when we come up to the vote here. But there are some beautiful pieces going on, for sure. Uncanny Kodiak says, how much do the Japanese push vaccines? Is it law? I don't know that it's an actual law, but Japanese don't have any problem with it. I understand the thing going on in America, particularly with vaccination, and you realize that it's a mixed bag, right? Because first of all, hospitals are some of the worst places to go if you don't want to get sick, right? For one. Two, we have sloppy workmanship coming out everywhere. Unfortunately, quality workmanship is fallen very low. So having the occasional percentage, and they have an acceptable percentage of people having negative reactions to vaccines, is bound to happen in that environment, right? Now, there's some people that are accusing that the vaccines are intentionally including things meant to hurt us, and that's an argument you can have. But here in Japan, we don't have that issue. So the thing about the Japanese government is they are conservative, but they're also politicians. They're working for their own ends, of course. But no matter what they do to promote themselves and secure their power, they always think Japan first. Now, is this because we live in a well, it is great, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we're living in a homogenous environment here, which everyone's basically Japanese. There's only 2%, less than 2%, 1.78%, I think, of this population is not Japanese. So the politicians don't think that way. Therefore, why would there be an issue with vaccinations here? Of course, they're done as professionally and cleanly as they can, and I've never heard any issues whatsoever. But of course, they vaccinate. Yeah.
No, in Hong Kong, we just get the nurse coming into school and give us vaccines.
Yeah, that's right.
Very mean nurses.
Yeah. I mean nurses, yeah.
I'm afraid of doctors and nurses because our doctors and nurses in Hong Kong are scary.
Yeah, well, no, they can be scary. That's true. But they do the same thing here. And they also will do flu vaccination very normally year to year. So that's the standard. Everyone seems to do that.
Why don't we have it in America?
Well, it's expensive, I think, for one, and two, you would get a lot of people balking about the idea that you want to give me some kind of shot, I guess. Bullet says, would you suggest retiring in Japan, Chester? Absolutely. It's a great place to retire, actually. Of course, if you don't have money and you haven't worked into the social system here, then that's going to be real troublesome for you. But I would say the real big problem is, do you speak Japanese? Because if you don't, then you don't want to retire here. Right, that's a problem, right? But yeah, they take care of their elderly. They take really good care of their elderly here, actually.
Oh shoot! Whatever.
How well we're down to 7 minutes, guys. 7 minutes. Trusty Sidekick says, when I first met my Armenian father-in-law to be, I helped him frame a wall and in his house. After that, I was in like Flynn. That's a good expression too. In like Flynn. It's been a while since I've heard that, but yeah, of course. The father just wants to know that you're going to take care of his daughter. That's really what it comes down to. I don't think many fathers care about racism. I do realize in the West that there's a certain group of people who are constantly talking about racism all the time, but most people could care less, actually. And it just comes down to, are you going to take care of his daughter? That's what the father cares about. The mother is more like the daughter, really. Are you cute? Are you handsome? Are you funny? Are you interesting? She's kind of looking at you in a very similar way that your fiance or wife is looking at you. Now, she might have a little layer on there of, is he going to take care of my daughter type of thing? But the mother is less concerned about that. So it's really the father you need to deal with. It's actually harder for a man coming into the situation with the mother-in-law than it is for the daughter.
No, if they live together, then that will be a problem.
Well, you don't want to do that. Do not. Here is my advice for the day. Do not live with your in-laws. That is a bad idea.
Horrible.
Horrible.
Very bad idea.
Even if you're living in a shack, live in the shack. 6 minutes. Scott says, I'm poor. I have no resources other than to be humble. Okay, well, women need resources, dude. Scott says, no offense to the players. All the work is splendid. The foot just kicks my innards. Yeah, that is. Jiminy's got a killer foot going on. That is true. I'm going to move it. Actually,
and he talked about me cheating.
What? That's skill. That's not cheating. And I'm moving back to it right now. Actually, I'm just back on you, Jiminy. Splendid. If you can draw badass feet, hands, and faces, the other stuff is just floss to me. That's interesting. Well, we're very happy to have Jiminy here. Of course, Jiminy is a killer artist. He's one of the most dynamic artists I've ever seen as far as his action and movement. It's amazing. And it's really unfortunate because he hardly ever wins. It's weird to me. Well, it is weird, right? Because it's weird though because you always put forward a strong piece. You always do.
Didn't you win last time?
Yeah, but
one occasion.
No, I didn't. Nah. No, but we have people like Dina who cheat and they draw like naked women's boobs and stuff, and so she wins. And you won, cheater.
Hey, you are the one choosing drawing underboob, not me. I told you to draw frontal, then you win.
What?
There we go. Ghost Henry says, we used to have vaccination in schools here in Brazil as well. I don't know if it still happens. It probably does, dude. I mean, it's the easiest way to deal with it, right? Just go to the schools. And, Brazil, of course, is another mixed bag. I would love to actually have you on the show sometime and come on and talk to us about growing up in Brazil and reading comics and all that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear a different cultural point of view on comic books, dude. So you should hit that link down below and talk to me, and we get you on the show and talk about it. I think that would be fun. Eric says, hey, everyone. Give the stream some likes and share it out too. You realize you're here with us. You could just say that.
Oh yeah, I could have, but yeah. Huh, well, I went into the chat to like it myself. I was like, I'll just type while I'm here.
I see. Okay. We are running a radio show, so I do try to keep the air undead. But you guys feel free to jump in and speak anytime. I am always ready to shut up.
Darn it. How do I get the right size?
I don't know. That's another question for Booster, I think.
She said.
No, boy.
Ha ha ha.
Jeremy says, naked feet are gross. All right, fine. Bullet says, I give 0 credit to those sock puppet polls. Never be offended, lol. Dude, we're just having some fun. It's not that big a deal. But Pixel keeps promising to make us our own poll, so we won't have to worry about that. And he still hasn't delivered. Yell at Pixel.
Yeah, it's Pixel's fault, not mine.
There you go. Let's see. Ghost Henry says, go ahead, Tina.
I mean, I only vote 12 times. Jeez.
Only 12. Well, you're slacking. We got 2 minutes left, guys. Ghost Henry says, I'll do when I can get a camera. Camera is busted. Well, that's cool, dude. But I would love to. Seriously, any of you guys who are from a different culture other than America, I would love, or Canada, which doesn't count, right? But if you're from a different culture, I would love to have you on Fanspeak to talk about your experience with comic books growing up. I think that would be cool, man.
How about New Zealand?
No, that doesn't count either.
That's a shit country, to be honest.
Just like he said, the choice tonight is difficult indeed. I think so. Dillard's back. Oh my goodness. He says, "What are you guys drawing? I never heard of this topic. You never heard of Lone Wolf and Cub? Really?
Oh my gosh! Even I know about it. You don't."
Yeah, and I have to say, Jim is killing it. By the way,
I'm not going to finish though.
That's a very sexy lady, though.
Sexy lady.
Great, beautiful art. Seriously,
I like it.
It's not going to finish. Thanks.
It doesn't matter. You can finish it later.
Yeah.
But you already show people how great you can be.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
You guys,
Yeah,
your
no,
work
it
is
looks
looking
great.
great as well.
Oh, thank you.
Scott
can't
says, "Lol, poor New Zealand's the armpit of Australia." It's true.
Oh, that's going too
Oh.
far, buddy.
Hey, has New Zealand actually moved?
It sounds like it. It looks like it. I do recall it being further north, but it's been moved south somehow.
Yeah,
Magical
I
genie
saw that.
wishes, I think.
I don't know. I forget how that stuff works. Is it like magnets, or is there like little ships pulling countries around? I don't know. I didn't pay attention at school.
There you go.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
of course, that is a Mandela effect reference. And
Yes, it is.
yes, it is. We did a whole show on the Mandela effect, actually.
Oh,
Did you
no.
really?
TFT last week. Yes, we did.
Oh, did you have
Very
tinfoil
good
and
show.
Okay, I missed that one.
It was a good show. You liked it? Cool.
Yeah, I missed it live. I came in and watched it later though.
Awesome. Now that's well, we're of course on Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, we're doing TFT or Tinfoil Talk, which was Booster's idea, which is funny because Booster has nothing to add to conspiracy theories at all. But it was his idea, and we've done several topics, and one of them, of course, we did last week was the Mandela effect, which is a fascinating one for sure.
He might have weird thing to say, but actually Booster have good taste.
He
for
does.
some reason.
He's had several good
thank
ideas,
you.
actually.
Yeah, I do okay.
All right, guys, we have come to the end here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Booster give you a countdown. He's going to be very vulgar and violent about it. Okay, ready, go.
Huh? What? Oh, I'm giving them a countdown.
Yeah, we're ending. You're supposed to end
We're
the
ending. We're ending. Okay, stop.
show. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And of course, everyone looks like they're done. And actually, Jiminy finished today too, which is really cool. And I have been diligently reading your chats, which is awesome. You guys have been really cool. But now what we're going to do is we're going to move over and actually have ourselves a vote. I didn't even see how many people we have in here. We had 40 today. Nice, which is a lot for especially considering the fact that Endgame is playing tonight. So we know a lot of people, including artists, were over there. But nevertheless, I'm going to come over here and check this out and let you see each one individually. So let me come back over here to Jiminy. And now we'll actually do it full page for this, actually. So Jiminy, awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us about it,
good,
man.
Thanks. This is his name is Yo. That's his I think his Chinese name. And he's a Japanese potter who got kidnapped by the Chinese mafia, brainwashed, and turned into their lead assassin. And he's called Crying Freeman because every time he kills someone, he ends up crying like that. His eyes are tearing up because he's so sad that he has to kill people. So, but yeah, he was created by Kyoto. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't listen to Booster.
Nothing.
He's being annoying as usual. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. But yeah, he was created by Kyoki back in the 80s, and he made a whole bunch of volumes of that character called Crying Freeman because he wants to be free, and he's trapped in this mafia sort of situation. So that's what I drew. He's trained to go ahead.
No, what do Western people call him again? How do you guys pronounce that?
I think it's a big pussy.
Jiminy.
Oh, shut up.
It's Crying Freeman. That's
no. The creator.
Ah.
I just said Kyoki. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Okay.
Kazuo Koike.
Okay. No, it doesn't matter. I'm just kind of curious how the Westerners say it. His name is very difficult when it's Koike. Actually, but it's a bit difficult. It's a difficult name. It is Koike.
Koike.
Yeah, Koike. So. But that's all right. It doesn't matter. Kazuo. But this is a beautiful piece, dude. Anyway, if you guys want to vote for Jiminy and this beautiful piece, you will see it in the straw poll. I hope we're assuming Booster has done his job. Moving down.
The straw polls are done, baby.
All right, fine. There you go. Now we're going to move over here to our next competitor today and a new face today who poured forward something really beautiful, actually. And you blow that up a little bit, dude?
Oh my god, you got a lot done.
Yeah, he did. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So, Jim, can you blow that up a little bit?
Sure.
Make it a little bigger.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
There
How's
you
that?
go. Yeah, it's beautiful,
Better?
dude. Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. Good art here from Jim.
Yeah, it's
it's
gorgeous.
awesome, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. So if you want to vote for Jim here, and can you give me your full name again, Jim?
Jim O'Reilly.
Jim O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Good old Irish boy. Nice.
Half Italian, Jim.
Half Italian. Well, that's all right. We'll stick with the Irish side.
I don't know how I live with myself.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, wonderful piece. If you guys like this, definitely vote for Jim. Let me move down the row here, and of course, come over to George Gatsis. George is, of course, was finished an hour ago, as usual, and he's got the Wolf and the Cub here, just side by side. What do you think of today in your Papermate drawing today?
It feels like getting back on the bike. I haven't actually touched Papermate for like 15 years.
Oh wow.
And why are the Papermates important to you? I'm just curious. I mean, it's an old pen, I remember, but why specifically do you like those?
I used them in high school exclusively to write down my original manuscripts for my stories, and it was the cheapest pen I could find at the time.
So it's just simply nostalgia. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, it turned out nice. They look good.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
It's great.
So if you guys want to vote for George, here's his piece. In a very different style than we usually see from George too. And that's cool, dude. You should show more of the different styles you can do. Actually, I think it's really cool. All right, moving down here, we come over to Eric Hawkins himself, and damn, dude.
Oh wow!
Hey,
that's
what's up?
awesome.
Well, thank you.
Wow, dude, that is
Nice.
a killer piece you got going on there, dude.
Oh, appreciate it.
Uh-oh. Jiminy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You got a lot of competition today.
I hate it.
Nice.
I didn't even heat.
Look at all the tangent.
And, well, he's also got the feet in the right.
I got a foot too.
You do, and they're in the right position. Actually, this is beautiful.
Yeah,
really good.
very nice. Very good.
Where are the tangents? I can't see them.
Tangents. Oh goodness gracious. That's a beautiful piece, dude. If you guys want to vote for Eric Hawking's piece here, well, there it is. And vote for in the straw poll here in a moment. And, of course, our last piece is coming from Dina. Hey, Dina. Go ahead and show it to us.
Do not be shy.
Yes.
This is mine.
Wow.
Very
wow.
nice. Very
Whoa.
nice.
I like that. Very nice.
Oh,
Well,
thank
actually,
you.
the anime face on the guy is absolutely perfect, dude.
Yeah.
Can we have
Yeah, I'm not very good at drawing, guys. So yeah, give it my best shot though.
What are you talking about? That's
No,
perfect.
that's really good.
Can we have a term limit?
And the
you know,
baby,
go to the
yeah,
pro
the baby.
edition, like 3 times.
I'm sorry, George. You were talking about something. Say it again.
Can we have a term limit? You know, you can only go to the pro edition 3 times.
No, we have no limits whatsoever. Yeah.
It looks like what's this? The 9th, 10th time, 20th?
How many times have you been to the Pro Edition, Dina?
I think 3 times.
3
far.
times. And Jiminy, you've been. How many times you been, Jiminy?
Twice.
Twice. That's right. And I do believe Eric has been at least once.
I was once and I won.
And you did win. Booster has
Booster's been there too,
himself.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but and now I've been banned. I was too powerful.
Yes, they banned you for no reason. And
Yeah.
George, you've been to the Pro Edition too, right? Once or twice?
Once, yes.
Once.
Oh,
The only one that hasn't been in Pro Edition is Jim, and this is his first
not.
day. So there you go. It's going to be tough though, Jim, because there's some
I
really.
know
cool
these
things
guys
there.
are really good.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right, guys. But there are our 5 entries for today. We do apologize. We didn't have more artists as we usually do, but Endgame.
Everyone went
sucked
to
up
watch a
all
movie.
our artists, and they sucked up a lot of our viewers too. But that's okay. We had it's about quality over quantity, right? So go ahead and drop that straw poll, please, Booster.
Yes, Daddy.
Kind of embarrassing.
It is. I'd much prefer that coming out of a nice female voice than his.
Yes, Daddy.
No.
No.
Dina, please demonstrate. Say yes, Daddy, in the proper way.
You should just be saying yes, Daddy, like that.
Oh, see, even that's sexy. Yeah. See, even
yes, Daddy.
No.
I just went creepy real fast.
No, just for that, I'm not voting.
When guys saying that, it's just really skin crawling.
Why over here on the poll is Jim just Jim?
Just Jim.
Just Jim.
I just
hey, 1 second, just so you guys know.
Oh no!
Just so you guys know, last night I used this poll service, and it ended up being really messed up. It didn't work properly.
That's not working right now. Actually,
yeah, it's not working now either.
Yeah.
They were having a hard time with it.
Trystrawpoll.com.
All right.
See,
don't worry. I'll
usually
quickly make a new poll.
Yeah, well, dude, there's 5 people. It should take you a second. But actually, the .com we stopped using in place of the ME is because the .com one has a very slow registration of certain people's votes, whereas the ME one was more of a more quickly live. But oh no, it's working. It just popped on.
This one. Okay, because it worked really, really bad last night. I had to redo it probably about 15 minutes into it.
Wow.
So.
It's kind of working. I voted for myself, and I don't have a vote yet.
I think we have to refresh it every once in a while.
Yeah, I think it's a little delayed. But actually, yesterday was a bad day for the internet in general. There were many weird glitches going on yesterday. I don't know, maybe Google was up to something, or I don't know. But yesterday was a weird day. I don't know if that'll continue today, but see, I have 11 votes over here now, but that's it. And we have more than that. And we usually get near 100% of all our people voting. So now it's up to 13. It's jumping. It is weird.
I think next week we're probably going to go with what was it, Survey Monkey or something, because it was so bad.
Well, yeah, no, please do. Survey Monkey. I don't know this one.
I blame Thanos.
It might well be his fault.
It might well be his fault.
This one you have to sign up for, though, dude. See, that's kind of the handy thing with the straw polls, is because you don't have to sign up for nothing. Just click and use it, right?
Right, but if it doesn't work.
No, you're right. Really, what we need to do is we need to talk to Pixel, and we need to push him to get that software done he's working on. We need a solid thing we can use ourselves. Yeah, this isn't working.
Okay, new poll?
Yeah, new poll, please.
Wait, how about we use the chat? We say...
No, that's okay.
No, that's
okay.
Dumb.
It's okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, here's the new poll. This is strawpoll.com. Use this one. Don't use the .me one, okay?
There we go. I'm just gonna spam it.
Yeah, you spam it.
So I'm spamming it, boys. There we go. Now you definitely can't miss it.
Well, we have a definitely cute one over here who has an opinion.
Donna, stop being racist, please.
What?
Nothing. What is your little one's name, Dina? Or are you willing to say?
Oh, her name is Miri.
Miri. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, short for Miriam.
Oh, there you go. Nice biblical name.
Do we want to show the Twitter entries there, Chester? Should we do that?
Yeah, we should do that. Why don't you go ahead and share your screen? And
all right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yes, you do it. You're in charge of all technical stuff. My job.
Why? Why am I doing that? I don't want to do that.
Because I'm a boomer.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. You see me? You seen this, Chester? You seen this boy?
All right, I just printed this to everybody. So we have JCM and my drawing along. It's pretty cool, dude.
Oh wow, it's really good.
It is. JCM.
Wow. Did it
again? It looks like a print, you know.
Dude, I want this guy on the show. Why isn't he here?
Yeah, I love Turtle
Rabbit.
Look at this
stuff.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's great.
Why
love
doesn't
this
Turtle
stuff.
Rabbit come and join us on the fan edition here? We think we'd
Come
love to have
join
him.
us,
Oh,
guys. Seriously,
we got a
you
Topher
saw
over
it.
here. Look at that. That's
Yeah,
sweet.
that's a really great
Nice.
stylization there.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
really
You
cool.
guys
Also, no,
can
come on.
hear us.
Yeah, you should come on.
Yeah.
Here's Scott Speed. He's been
He's
begging
done
us to show this for like an
a
hour.
Green Lantern for some reason.
Yeah, why use a Green Lantern? This is not Wolf
Yeah.
or Cub.
And a what is this guy? Some guy with binoculars. What is he doing?
Joker?
Spying on you, Booster.
That's a shotgun, I think.
Oh, I thought it was binoculars. Here's another one, a Turtle Rabbit. He did it 6 hours ago. He's still. That's here. What is happening here?
Oh, that's actually really
I don't know,
good.
but it's awesome. I love his cartoony style, dude. It's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And yet, that's it for today's one.
Oh, what was that Tengu? Can you go back?
Mm-hmm.
It looked like somebody did a nice Tengu picture. Right there.
That's
Oh,
actually
no,
Death
no,
Note,
that's
but,
from Death Note. Yep.
Yeah.
I just saw the
Alright.
wings real quick.
Yeah. Turtle Rabbit. Yeah, Turtle Rabbit, you got to come in here with us and join us, man. The dragon one is my submission. Yeah, we got that, dude. We figured that out. Why didn't Jiminy draw Lone Wolf and Cub? Because he wished to do some another one of Koike's son's stuff. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
And why not? It's a little variety. It's kind of cool. Said, did I send the dragon or the wrong? You might have, dude. We saw a Green Lantern and a shotgun guy. We didn't see no dragon. So if you got a dragon, show the dragon, please.
Unless the hashtag is just not working as well as I thought it was.
Well, it's hashtag DNQFE. I mean, it's pretty simple, I think. But,
I thought it was simple.
yeah. Let me come over here and refresh this and see how we're doing. And it just decided to completely go away. It's gone.
What's gone?
I didn't do nothing.
Okay, we get 18 people in here have voted, and we definitely have. Well, it's pretty close to the top. This is very low voter count for us, though.
Yeah, we usually have more votes than we have viewers. What is this?
41 people here. Go vote. Or
Yeah, we
else
should have 60
Yeah,
definitely
definitely
votes.
go hit that link right there, guys, and vote. Please do. And we do appreciate everybody coming and sitting with us for 2.5 hours here, especially because everybody's out watching Endgame. So we're very happy you guys came in. And definitely do us a favor and hit the share button and let people know what you thought about the show. We would like to eventually push this up to where we actually have 100 people. We want that 100 people. We've come so close a couple of times, but we want to hit that 100.
I think.
But seriously, go vote, or else you're expecting some spanking from Booster.
Ooh.
See, it's much more
it.
interesting if they're expecting a spanking from you, Dina, actually.
Oh,
nah, I haven't got any
Spank
clue
me,
here.
mama.
Like that.
People are complaining that they see my kiwi there, Chester.
Yeah, that's all we see.
How? Why?
It's because you locked on me after I was
I am
sharing my
most
screen.
certainly not locked on you at all.
Oh,
but
well,
I
not
will
according
do
to
this,
the live stream.
and I will make sure that you were never seen again. So
Oh, what?
I've solved it.
Oh,
Oh.
Dillard says, I didn't vote out of spite. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's just rude.
Nah, words doesn't hurt people. If you get hurt by words so easily, you're a pansy.
There you go. Well, if you really want them to get in there and vote, Dina, what you should probably say is, spank me, daddy. That would probably get him in there.
Oh, my God. What is wrong with you?
Nothing.
I
Nothing
don't
at
know.
All right. We got 20 people have voted in here now. It is a very low vote today. But I do think we're having some trouble. And this, we know already that strawpoll.com is not as good as strawpoll.me. But for some reason, strawpoll.me is having a conniption today. Oh, well.
We're having all sorts of nonsense today.
We are.
We
And
have some
everybody
great
has a vote. That's the good thing about it. I'm very happy about that.
Well, as long as we have that.
Well, you know, I don't want people to have like 0 vote and feel bad or something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, last night Miller was getting all upset because he didn't have any votes when the thing.
Oh no, sad.
He's like, this can't be right.
Oh. I mean, he's a great artist. Of course, it will hurt his pride.
Yeah. He is good.
Because he is a good artist. Really, really good artist, actually.
But
I don't remember who won last night.
I think it was Eric, wasn't
Matt?
it? Oh, it was Matt? Matt Weldon?
I think it was Matt, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. But that guy is a phenom. But actually, it's unfortunate, but Mike does get a little upset about those kind of things, but it's all right. Pixel says, part of the problem, tons of streams going. Ricada, Gary Shipman, Professor Geek, Clownfish, Popefire, Cecil Miller, World Class Bullshitters, etc., etc. Yeah, no, I think that's part of it, but we always have a good crew in here, dude. I think it has more to do with people are out at the movie theaters. Dillard says, Chester, Dina never hurt anyone because she can't actually say words. Oh, come on now.
Oh.
Yeah, he can choke on an egg roll.
He can choke on an egg roll. I translate for you.
He can choke on a flesh egg roll.
Oh.
I'm not nice. I'm not nice. I can tell him to choke on a railroad spike. That is not going to be yummy.
Wow, that was not the right comment, Dina. It's going to be yummy. No. You didn't understand the joke. That's all right. We only got 21 votes in here, though. And I know that more of you have voted, and it's just this strawpoll.com not registering them yet. I know it. But the problem is it might take an hour for them to show up, right?
Really?
Yeah, no, it sucks. Pixel. Everybody yell at Pixel. Point fingers and yell. Pixel. Definitely blame him. It's his fault. Everything goes wrong on the internet is your fault, Pixel.
So
we really could use that though, Pixel. I know you're super busy, but if you could find some time to create a little straw poll for us, that would be awesome, dude.
You get off your ass, Pixel.
Yeah, we would even let the pros share it, but only if we're only gonna let Jiminy touch it though.
Yeah.
You've been allowed to touch something, Jiminy. You should be proud.
I'm very happy.
He's very happy. There you go.
Jiminy, that's the best foot I've ever seen.
It is a really good foot, dude.
Yeah, very good.
Man.
Yeah, no,
I walk
Jiminy
around barefoot a lot.
At the dynamic stuff. He really is. It is a good foot.
Good foot.
Nevertheless, we can't. Unfortunately, we can't stay here all day and wait for the votes to come in. Unfortunately, we have 23, and this is what we're going to have to go with. So I'm calling it.
Okay, let's call it. George wins.
No, we're definitely not doing that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start from the bottom, and I will go to the top. Now, surprisingly, actually, today on the bottom for the first time maybe ever is Dina.
What?
Dina Israel is scaring people in 5th position with a single vote.
At the other poll, she was winning. What is happening here?
It is weird, but we just have to go with what we got. But that's okay. But it's a really good piece, though, Dina. I really like it. It's very Japanese, actually. And I'll come over and I'll share that real quick with you guys. You can see it again. This is Dina's piece.
Okay, like here.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And then in 2nd place, we have actually George. George, you want to bring your art back up, please?
Oh, I just killed my camera.
You just killed your camera. You let
it. Why did you kill it?
Anyway, George Peter Gassis will just cheat anyway. I got
Wow.
Oh, man.
All right. And then in 3rd place, we have a returning favorite here. Of course, we have Eric. And Eric, which I think is Hawkins, got 4 votes. Sweet.
Awesome.
There's so many Erics that come in here. Okay,
there are a lot of.
I can't keep track of all the Erics. Okay.
There are a lot of Erics. That's true. But
I'm glad I guessed right.
You did. It is Eric Hawkins. You're correct. But of course, that's a bronze medal for today. So congratulations. Claps all around.
Awesome.
Claps all around.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Everything below 3rd place gets no claps. All right. Then, of course, we have in our 2nd place is our newcomer today. So a really good showing today, Jim. And of course, he's just Jim.
Yeah.
Booster game, no love at all, dude.
Just Jim.
No love at all. But he got 7 votes. That
Last name was Strip.
And claps for you, sir.
Jim.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Great work, everyone.
Thank you.
Except for Booster, you didn't draw anything.
That didn't wanna.
Oh yeah, you didn't want to.
He didn't want to. And of course, in our first place, the gold medal, of course, goes to Jiminy Cricker. Better finish my commission. Uh-oh.
I'm getting to it.
9 votes.
I'm almost done.
Absolutely beautiful
I
piece.
think that probably the cult of Wavern comes in. They are into feet.
Uh-oh.
I mean, but look at that foot. Look at the wrinkles up under
it
it.
is
I mean, that's
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Yeah. And how is a pinching on that? Is that a blade on his toes?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think he's getting that foot fetish crowd coming in here, boy. I'm
he is.
worried about our
It worked.
subscribers, to be honest. That's concerning.
But nevertheless, great job, Jiminy. It looks really cool. So claps for Jiminy.
Yeah, clap.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, Jimmy. I'm not gonna lie. That foot is so sexy. It's making me question myself. So good work.
Oh, you question yourself every
Good.
day, so whatever.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. But Dina does have something to say over here in the chat. She's speaking to John Dillard, and I'm going to need a little translation here, I think, because she said, "Dillard, go choke on some spikes." Okay. I don't get the reference, but yeah, Dillard.
Well, it has to be Chinese. This is Chinese made. Because he hates Chinese.
I think he's just trolling you.
So he can go choke on it.
He can go choke on it. Spikes. Scott says below third gets chlamydia. No claps for you, just chlamydia. Wow. Oh goodness gracious! Uncanny Kodiak says John Malin would be raving at us weirdos raving about his foot. Dude, it's an awesome foot. What do you want? Right? The foot fetish is real. Anyway, thank you guys all for coming and joining us. We know this week with the absolute blockbuster that is about to smash the entire planet. That is Endgame. It will most certainly by the end of this weekend not only be the biggest launch of all time, it will ultimately be the biggest movie of all time. I have no doubt, because all we're hearing is really good stuff. I haven't heard any negative on it at all yet, and that's not just from the few of the Westerners that have seen it, but that's also for what the Chinese are saying. And the Chinese are very, if you don't notice from Dina, the Chinese are very critical people. So
I am too nice.
You are not at all.
You're too nice.
Yeah.
I'm actually too nice.
Too nice for a
As a
Chinese woman, maybe. Yeah.
As a Chinese, I'm too nice.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Now you understand. But nevertheless, guys, we're going to come over here to the panel and let them give out their contact information, talk about any kind of projects they have going on or what have you. So I would start with Booster, but seeing as Booster has a channel that has no content whatsoever, we won't. I'm not going to talk to you. No, I'm not going to talk to you.
Let's talk about my channel. Let's do that. Let's do that
All
for
right,
a moment.
fine. Go ahead. Fine.
The Booster Kiwi channel that is at 96 subscribers, 4 away from 100. And I might probably put up some content. I probably won't. But you should sub to it anyway. Because I'm 4 away from 100. I can get my own custom URL.
Yes. Is that what you're all about the custom URL? Is that what you're all about?
Yes.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. Well, see, I have an actual reroute thing for my channel here, Fanspeak Live. So, you don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a Pixel.
Oh,
Pixel
well, bloody frickin' da.
But Pixel, you definitely need to create that straw poll for us, man. We're having some real big problems here. Nevertheless, guys, sure, go over and support Booster. Get him those additional 3 or 4 subs he needs so he can get 100 subs on a channel that literally has 0 content.
You really haven't got 100 yet? I'm surprised.
Yeah, so
I know. I've been begging for months now. Jeez.
Yeah, well, dude, you've also been sleeping for months now as well.
I like to sleep.
You do. You're kind of like a girl. Goodness gracious.
How dare you leave my tits out of this?
Alrighty then. Moving down the line, Dina. Hello, Dina. Give us some. Just tell the people where they can get a hold of you and what have you.
Oh, okay. Where is there? Oh, okay. I just posted there. Yeah, that's my Twitter. You can find me there. Sweet. Or if you can't find me on my Twitter, just find Chester or Booster, then you can find me.
That's right. We will certainly get in touch with you. Now, I do know that Dina does commissions as well. So if you're interested in that, definitely contact her on that Twitter, or just get a hold of me, and I'll direct you into the right direction. Okay. Right. Moving down the line here. After that, we have Eric Hawkins. I know Eric's got something going on. Go ahead, dude.
Hey, well, I have a Kickstarter right now for the Zombieful World of Oz, a steampunk horror adventure with a grown-up Dorothy that's just escaped she got out of the mental asylum, and she's got to deal with all kinds of zombies attacking. I've actually met my goal like in 7 days. I only have 7 days left on it, but I'm just short of the stretch goals I'd like to hit, because if I hit the first stretch goal, I'm drawing a sketch card for everybody that pledges.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. And you came on and talked to us about this on the Fanspeak too. That was a lot of fun. Did. Yeah. We definitely enjoyed that. Yeah, awesome, dude. All right, guys. So definitely go check out this on Kickstarter, not Indiegogo. This is Kickstarter. And of course,
the next one will be on Indiegogo.
Oh, there you go. Well, I mean, there's certain benefits to working on Kickstarter for sure. Indiegogo is cheaper, but Kickstarter is a better site. I mean, as far as the software and all the things you can do. But anyway, go check it out. Zombieful World of Oz, a steampunk horror adventure on Kickstarter. All right. Moving down the line. George, what do you got to say, George?
GeorgePeterGadgets.com. Everything is there. Go to my YouTube channel to subscribe. Go to my Twitter channel to subscribe. Go get yourself a nice burger to eat.
I don't understand the reference, but okay. Pixel Trader says Booster is at 99, so I'm unsubbing. I better go do that too. We don't want him to hit that 100.
No, I'm at 98 now. What are you people doing? No, I was at 99. I'm going down.
Yeah, I definitely got to unsub.
You people, you tease me.
Anyway, thank you, George. Now, Jim, you are new here today, and we're very happy you came on, dude. Absolute killer piece. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So do me a favor and tell us where we can contact you, and shill any kind of projects you got working on, dude.
Well, you can find me on Instagram under Jim O'Reilly Comic Artist. Basically under my name on anything, Art of Jim O'Reilly or Jim O'Reilly Comic Artist. Also on YouTube as well, but very low subscribers. I do a lot of live streaming on Facebook, so if you want to see me draw live, I do a lot of stuff there. I have 3 shows coming up. First one is All-Star Comic-Con. Second one will be Baltimore Comic-Con. I forget the third one. I don't do a lot of shows. But yeah, I take commissions. Feel free, reach out, contact me.
Sweet, awesome. And hopefully one of our subs will go dig out what you just said and throw that into the chat for us.
Yes. I may, just to throw this in, I may be working with Nasser soon.
Oh, well, of course.
Maybe.
God bless me.
Yeah, see, that's Jim. That's not going to help you. That's going to hurt you.
I know,
just
it's going to really hurt.
Yeah,
it's going to hurt.
There you go. Mortal V is all on it. He found your stuff and got it up already. That's what a moderator does right there. Pay attention, Booster.
Yeah, I'm busy not paying attention in here.
I know.
It's important.
It is. But dude, very happy to have you over here. You're always welcome back. You're part of the Discord now, so you can come on anytime you want, dude.
Great. I'd be happy to come back on. And I'll talk a little more too.
Well, you know,
next week.
I think a little bit of it has to do with me. I am, because I'm trying to. There's no dead air. It's a radio show, right? But what you have to, what you'll learn is, if you got something to say, just speak in. And I'm always ready to shut up, back up, right?
What is it? What is it in Japanese? Sumimasen.
Sumimasen. You could do like, or just come in, because I'm actually always waiting for someone to say something and then I back up, you know. But I do need to keep the air flowing. I can't leave dead air, right?
Oh yeah.
But jump in, dude. No. Oh well, thank you.
Thank you.
You're part of the minority. But thank you for coming in. And of course, our champion for today, the Jiminy Cricket himself,
who
finished a piece, a beautiful piece.
Yeah, I surprised myself.
Did you
actually finish?
House of Raven make you win. Go send them some love.
Well, they are foot fetishers. That's what I've been told. No, there's a killer piece today, dude. Once again, great, very dynamic.
Beautiful.
And
thanks, thanks to everyone. Thanks to everyone who voted for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and of course, it's always easier when we send Jiminy over to the Pro Edition because him and Mike are like buddies going way back. So, Mike's always going to give special extra treatment to the Jiminy, I think.
Oh, I see how it is.
Right, that's why I always come in last. But over there, whenever I compete against them. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/illustration by design, and I do live streams of me drawing and speed drawings of my illustrations. I'm probably going to go on there after this and finish up this drawing. If you go there, all my contact information can be found in the sort of comment section of each video. So just go over there. You want to find my Twitter, my Facebook page. It's all on my youtube.com/illustration by design. So thank you again. I appreciate it. I do take commissions.
He does take commissions. Definitely check that out. You know, the interesting thing, Booster, just so you know how a really good moderator does their job, Mortal V already had the links to Jiminy up before he even mentioned it.
Oh,
that's how badass he is.
Wow. Well, thank you, Mortal V. Why don't you bring Mortal V on the panel if he's so bloody wonderful?
I would, if you'd like. Can you draw a Model V? Anyway, guys, thank you very much. It was absolutely awesome. Do keep in mind that, of course, on this show every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a show. Tomorrow, of course, we will be having our Comics Moose today, as we usually do. We also have our Fan Speak coming up on the Friday. On the Saturday, we have Bunny Vision Movie Night, where we will be watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And then, of course, on Sunday, we will be having TFT, Tinfoil Talk. And there we will be covering the most amazing and awesome conspiracy theories. So if you'd like to be part of that, you want to come on and have some opinions on conspiracy theories, whatever we're talking about, just hit me up at those links down below, the Facebook and the Twitter, and we will get you on that show. After all, this is Fanspeak, and we want to hear from you. But thank you all very much for today. It is awesome the fact that you guys come every week and sit here and watch this amazing art with us. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you very much, and we will check you out later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I love you,
everybody.
Nice
Have a great weekend.
Blow kisses. Blow kisses.
Flat Earth